Another week of Monday Night Madness continues here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And we are here at the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway. And Coolray and the Ohsweken Speedway presents Monday Night Madness. As always, we begin with our 360 sprint cars with our C Division Raiders. The Raiders broadcast is brought to you by Malcolm's Mill Writing. Well, last weekend, one of the biggest weekends in all of motorsport, Super Dirt Week 50. Matt Shepard taking home a combined $70K, winning the big blocks and the 358 race, looking like one of the best drivers ever in the Coast to Coast Racing League. And, oh yeah, I think a couple of guys were out there too. In fact, there were these three guys. Myself, Isaac, and Dean, your regular commentary crew here in the Coast to Coast Racing League. However, though, this time, no Isaac tonight. Isaac is stuck in a 9-hour layover, so Marty Scal alongside Dean Reynolds. So glad you could join us for another edition of Monday Night Madness. And Dean, before we get to tonight, what a week of Super Dirt Week.
It was, it went as smooth, I guess, as we could do it. I'm rocking my 50th Super Dirt Week official shirt and everything. It was just immensely proud that the week went really well, and then but the hats off to Jeremy Corcoran for providing a good racing service. I mean, if the racing service is the backbone of the whole week, and he did his best to provide that, and he did. And I think the fans and competitors, they had a good time. And I'm tired though. I came home, ran the matinee, took a nap, and now I'm jumping in here. But it's all well worth it. 16-hour days. 12 to 16-hour days each day, but it was worth it, Marty.
That video, by the way, courtesy of Dirt Vision. But yeah, you're like me. I got a Super Dirt Week hangover, and I never even had any alcohol. I think I've had the Super Dirt Week hangover since Sunday morning. It was one hell of a weekend, that's for sure. So let's move on to the Coast to Coast Racing League in Knoxville. Knoxville, the race that everyone wants to win at. It's the holy grail of sprint car racing. This is a tough track for drivers to try and win at, though.
Yeah, Knoxville, the speeds, and really, even though there's a lot of room out there and everything, but if you just miss a corner or miss your line and scrub off a little bit of speed, the car that's in front of you or ahead of you can gain so many car lengths. Running the matinee today, I was running second behind Jeff Flaro, and here comes, Patrick banging the high side, Spangler, whatever his nickname is. You always mess that up. But I just missed an entry going into turn 3, and he just went, and he was 10 car lengths ahead of me going down the front straightaway. And I never lifted. But it was just, how technical Knoxville can be, and that's what you got to do. But it is the holy grail of sprint car racing, and everyone likes racing there. It's fun on the sim. This could be a fun night.
Absolutely. Let's get to the action on the track, shall we? You see our C Division Raiders taking to the track. Current car count of 12 drivers, and we're looking forward to this one. Of course, our C Division fixed 360 sprints, our B and A division later on tonight will be open. Take a look at the practice times here at the moment on your screen. Right now, it is currently Joe Canellis, the quickest, at a 15.593. Dustin Sargent, second quick, 15.641. Andrew Smith runs in third, at a 15.746. Speaking of Andrew Smith, he's your points leader. Coming on in, a 3-point lead on Dustin Sargent. Then you got Mike Schultz, who was 4 back with 289 points. Schultz, by the way, back from Charlotte, North Carolina, going down this weekend for the Roval. So he missed Super Dirt Week to watch a NASCAR cutoff race in the playoffs. Then you got 4th Kyle Sargent with 270 points. And then 5th Joe Halter with 208. Dino, this is going to be interesting when it comes to Knoxville. It seems like Andrew Smith and Dustin Sargent are going to be your main competitors for tonight.
Well, it's interesting because you got a mix of guys that have been running the sprints, and then you got Schultze, and then you got Andrew Smith, who weren't running sprints for a couple seasons and came back. So this is unique scenario with the top 4, but all of them in the top 4, they're not Raiders material. They're there just because of either laying out or just getting started. And but that's what makes it fun. You got to start somewhere with Coast to Coast and work up the ladder like a lot of us have done. But you know what? That makes for fun Raiders racing.
Absolutely, it really does. If you're looking for other racers that enjoy racing without all the drama and name calling of normal iRacing, come on out and join the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League. We have 16 divisions that race 7 days a week and broadcast 12 of them. Members know that they are a part of something bigger than just the on-track experience. Go to www.c2crl.com to learn more. And also, Coast to Coast Racing League has a big event coming up in a couple weeks from now that we need to promote the crap out of. The World Finals happen at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. You do not want to miss it. There is a guaranteed purse of $1,500 up for grabs, brought to you by the Dirt Track Bank. October 21st through the 27th, we've got 360s, Pro Late models, and 358 modifieds. It's going to be one hell of a week, that's for sure. That's coming up in just under 11 days from now. You don't have to be a full member of the Coast to Coast Racing League. You just have to sign up, pay the entry fee to the email on PayPal, then register for the event at c2crl.com. And then 3, got to go to your invites in iRacing and accept it. So it looks like we're working a little bit of a delay here, trying to get the track prep going here at the moment. And I think they are beginning the drivers meeting now, a quickie drivers meeting, so we can get right into ABR Setup Shop qualifying here at Knoxville. Well, yeah, go ahead, Dean.
I was going to say this delay helped out Bud Molyneux, who just got in, so we gained an extra car. I think they're waiting for the, for some reason the admin's not.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the admin hasn't come in, so Roger Craig's going to take over. I guess that's what the delay was.
And by the way, as well, speaking of which, that does remind me, want to wish our Canadian folks a happy Canadian Thanksgiving for our Americans here. Happy Columbus Day as well. We hope you're all doing well. I forgot it was Thanksgiving. I should have brought a turkey leg with me.
You know, and I always forget it's Columbus Day because when you do Super Dirt Week, you don't think. I worked all morning getting the payroll done and everything, and then I'm calling down at the office and I'm wondering why the office is closed. So. We did move ahead, Marty, so we are going into qualifying.
Let's get our first driver here on the racetrack, and here we go. We got it figured out. First driver on the racetrack in the number 084, it's Riley Burr, one of the 2 Canadians that are in the field celebrating Thanksgiving. You'll see the lap times on the bottom of your screen and how each driver is doing, and also on the top left, for those that are new to the Coast to Coast Racing League, 3-minute time trials, and then we'll have heats where we invert the top 4. Then we'll take the top 4 from those heats, take them to the feature. Luckily, everyone will be racing with us. 20 laps for the Raiders, 25 for the Rebels, and 30 for the Renegades. Riley Burr sets the bar, the lone 15-second lap, 15.745. And as I say that, Bruce Hilton goes second quick, 15.957. Andrew Smith second, 15.855. Dustin Sargent, though, holds a thought there. He's across the line. Quick time, 15.690 for big money.
Yeah, I expected. I figured one of the 2 sergeants would be fast time because they have speed, and then I'm really not surprised. At 15.6, that's a really good time for a fixed setup as well.
Mike Schultz nearly got it. He was the quickest in the first half of the lap, but a little bit slower on the second half of the lap compared to Big Money. We go to Kyle Sargent now on the track, finishing up his second lap. Lap number 1 time, he goes 10th quick, 16.37. Much better lap for Kyle Sargent. We see where he times 7th quick, 15.818. Jacob Walker, the ace, in the number 01. And I believe he's having a little bit of a technical difficulty on his end. Check out where he sets up lap number 1. Goes 8th quick, 15.861.
You know, Marty, you know how you have the fall-off count at Lernerville?
Yes.
You got to have the Dean's going to yawn after Super Dirt Week count. I'm already 4 yawns in. Just letting you know, I'm 4 yawns in, so.
One more guy to see qualifying. That will do it in the 883. Bud Molyneux out on the racetrack. And I believe this will only be 1 lap from the looks of it. Car, though, does not look like it is really up to speed. In fact, I believe two
Oh,
tenths off in sector 1. He may have a problem with that.
I think he's got something wrong with his computers or something. Because I was going to say he put in the wrong gear, but it's fixed setup, so he can't do that.
21.25 on lap number 1, as that will do it for ABR Setup Shop qualifying. And Dustin Sargent, another fast time award in the 77 and a 15.690. As you get a nice view of Knoxville Raceway. All of these views, by the way, courtesy of Ishvan at Track Cams by Gourmets. Of course, he did our cameras for the Knoxville Nationals. There's our cushion cam we've got set here at Knoxville that you're going to enjoy throughout the evening.
Oh, look at that angle. Looks like the dude from the drone at Super Dirt Week's working.
Absolutely.
Right.
We hired him. We hired him. All right, let's get to our first heat of the evening. Heat race number 1 is brought to you by our friends at Langdon Mechanical, the second to none heating and air conditioning company, and promise our customers our own professionally trained Langdon specialists will be there personally every step of the way. We guarantee your customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance service of your heating and or cooling system. Every equipment sale, installation, and maintenance service call we make is backed 100% by Langdon. Lineup for heat race number 1 looks like this. It's Kyle Sargent and Joe Canellis on row number 1. Row number 2, Riley Burr and Dustin Sargent. And row number 3, Neil Strauser and Robert Lynch Jr. And rounding out the field here, Andrew Embach in the 410. As we are set to take the green flag here. We'll go one more lap until we take the green. Drivers following the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck, formed to help the dirt track community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. Fuel making their way off turn number 2. Dean, I swear, I feel today's going to feel like not only is it going to be a coast-to-coast racing league event, it feels like it's going to be story time tonight.
I'm on you on 5, by the way, so if you want to put up a counter real quick. We got Sergeant Bookends, 1st and 4th.
Going to be interesting to see what happens as we're set to take the green flag here for Heat 1. Barney's got the green in hand, and we're underway. And it's Kyle Sargent that gets away with the jump first off of turn number 2. Canellis and Burr side by side for the second spot. Burr takes that away. Sargent, meanwhile, Dustin looking down to the inside for third. Not working as Kyle leads lap number 1 here, Dean.
Yeah, and he's got a good smooth line on the bottom. With the first heat, you really got to hug that rail. It's actually the fast way around. See how Dustin's trying to get around Joe on the outside, but it's just not going to be there yet in the first heat.
Already stuck back in the 4th position here. Burr up a spot on Canellis. Kyle Sargent, though, the quickest last time by, 15.81. Going to see just about identical tracks. Of course, with the 360s here, Dean, you can pretty much go wide open early in this race, but when the track starts to get slick, that's when it starts to go away.
Yeah, in the matinee, I never lifted in the heat, and in the feature, I think I lifted the first time on lap 16. But that's with an open set, so you're going to see guys in the feature here, they're going to have to feather the throttle a little bit. It's still going to be, it'll still be fairly heavy to track with only 13 cars, but, when you get down towards, the lap 12 to 20 range of that feature, they're going to have to feather it a little bit.
Dustin may have an opening as Joe Canellis went high in turn 3 to avoid hailing Riley Burr. 3 laps to go in our first heat race of the evening. Canellis trying to get a nice slipstream off of Riley Burr to grab second. It's not working. Meanwhile, for Dustin, he's got the final spot up by a second on Robert Lynch Jr. in our first of 2 heats. Again, everybody will make their way into the show, Dean. So nobody has to worry about anything. Luckily for Lynch, Strauser, and Embach, they'll get some extra practice in the B-main.
Yeah, and that's always good for the guys that maybe don't have the speed or haven't run a sprint car a lot. I know when I first started, and actually still, I kind of do need a B-main every now and then to feel comfortable. I'm getting a little bit more laps under my belt this season because I run a sprint car more, but running a B-main's never really a bad thing because then you go right from the B to the feature and you know what the track's like.
Checkers are out on Heat 1. Kyle Sargent will start from pole position. Riley Burr second, Joe Canellis third, Dustin Sargent fourth. Not bad to begin the first heat race as we move to our second heat. Heat race number 2 brought to you by Magnum Race Design. Offering iRacing wraps, hero cards, logos, flyers, and even t-shirt designs. If you're looking for a new design and want attention to detail, competitive pricing, and fast turnaround times, check out Magnum Race Design, where you can contact them directly through Messenger. Magnum Race Design. And by the way, who do we get to meet up with as well at Super Dirt Week?
Brian Lawson, Mr. Magnum himself.
Absolutely.
Which was good to see.
Second time we got to meet up together. Of course, our first was Wheat Sport during night 2 of the World of Outlaws. It was a fun time hanging with them. They got to see, by the way, one of my interviews I did with Noah Walker.
That's cool.
After his sportsman run. So here's
actually, I got a little trivia there with Noah Walker. It was the only car I pushed off on my little four-wheeler.
nice.
He came across the scales after he won his heat there, and he couldn't get the car started, so I had to push him off with the four-wheeler.
Uh-oh. All right, heat race number 2. Here we go. Jacob Walker and Bruce Hilton on row number 1. Row number 2, Andrew Smith and Mike Schultz. And in row 3, oh boy, look who's in this heat. Inside of row 3, Steve Maurer and Bud Molyneux. Knoxville hasn't been nice to Mr. Maurer in the past. He's been known for those wild rides.
Yeah, let's hope. And Steve took one today in the matinee and during the heat. All the salty talks about Roger ran out of gas. They forgot to change their setups from the qualifying to the heats. And Donovan got into, I forgot who ran out. It might have been Canellis. And then, poor Mal went for a ride. But we got an issue with Jacob Walker. He's flashing pretty good.
Absolutely.
So and that's not good at Knoxville.
Roger may be having to give him a black flag. We'll see what happens here. For heat race number 2, Barney set to bring the field to the green flag. Underway. And immediately Walker gets the jump. Hilton on the crisscross. He's disappeared though. Hilton backed off.
Yeah.
Mike Schultz gets a run. 3 wide for the lead. Hang on, Schultz. Almost made contact with his teammate. Smith gets a little bit sideways. Maurer looking for 4th. Wild start to heat 2, Dean.
Yeah, and I felt bad for Bruce because when the car blinks off like that, and it looks like whatever Jacob did told somebody to get off the internet. Now he's blinking again. You just don't know where he is, and unfortunately, you just got to hold the foot to it and just hope for the best.
They have to pull off because who knows what's going to happen here. As Schultz looks inside on his teammate for 2nd spot. Hilton was quickest after 2 laps, 16:05. And Hilton sideways off for turn 4 all the way down to the basement. Schultz to the bottom looking for P2 at the moment. See if it'll work out for him on his ending.
Yeah, Bruce, again, the flashing got him all squirrely coming off 4. He just didn't know where the car in front of him was.
No! Maurer.
Steve, hang on.
Luckily didn't flip, but I think his controller broke. He got the wall and then the suspension broke. So that moves Andrew Smith up into the 4th spot, I believe. If not, Maurer was in 5th. So that moves Molyneux up to 5th. Bruce Hilton, though, ran some pretty quick lap times. 16:0 last lap, but he's still having a tough time because he doesn't know what's going to happen to Jacob Walker here.
Yeah, luckily now, though, I think Jacob is far enough ahead where it shouldn't affect Bruce. He can just hold the foot to the floor and just keep on going. But when it comes to the feature, Jacob's going to start outside pole. I think they're going to need to do something, either give him an EOL or try to tell him to get it fixed during the warm-ups and see how it works.
Probably going to have to take an EOL for sure. If that is not resolved, they'll watch him closely during the 3-minute warm-up. Meanwhile, though, through 3 and 4, though, Jacob Walker, though, will take the heat win. At Knoxville, Hilton 2nd, Schultz 3rd, and Smith finishes in 4th. Let's know who you're rooting for.
Telling him, Jacob, what to do.
Yeah.
Just going to try to tell him to reboot to see if he can fix that.
I think that's what they're doing at the moment. They are.
Yep.
Let's know, by the way, who you're rooting for in the chat. Hello to our 20 people watching today. I have a feeling one of those 20 is Isaac, unless...
You know, if Isaac's sitting at an airport in a long layover like he said he was, I popped in last week. He could do it through his phone. Come on, Isaac.
Come on, Isaac.
If you're watching, you need to be on the telecast.
You got the link on Messenger.
Yeah, let's go.
Alrighty. So now we move on to our B main, again, just for the extra practice here for these 5 drivers. Robert Lynch Jr. and Bud Molyneux on row number 1. Neil Strauser, Steve Maurer, row 2. Andrew Embach starts from 3rd. Yeah, Isaac, plus you gotta tell about your story related to the champion of the modifieds this weekend.
Yeah, he was a Matt Shepard groupie.
Absolutely.
It was a good time. We all went out to the Clarion, which is right next door to the hotel I'm staying at, and they had a bar restaurant there, and we all met there. And there was a few drinks to be had, some stories to be told, and it was a really good time. I'm glad I got to meet. Like I said, I met Brian before, but it was good to meet. The Snake Butchie and Isaac, of course, and also Kevin Davis. So it was great to. Good to meet them all.
Isaac Butch and I had a fun time after we all met up after the race. We all went to turn 4, I think that was the Canadian entrance, and we just took a look at the track and saw what the track looked like. It's a little bit rough, and then we actually decided, because there was some loose patches of clay, each got ourselves a piece of history from the 50th. Yep. I got it in a bag. Got it above my Bristol clay.
I did the very same for the finale at the mile. Took home a chunk of dirt.
Nice. Anyway, we are set to go here for our 10-lap B main. Lynch and Molyneux on the front row for this one. 5 cars here in this B main. Again, 10 laps, just extra practice for the drivers. Winner will start from 9th here as we're underway. Sounded like an electric car-like start as Lynch Jr. gets a big lead on Strauser. Molyneux up on the wall. Embach and Molyneux tangle. They nearly get hooked together like Matt Williamson and Larry White on a date. Maurer up to 4th. Molyneux fading once again as Lynch leads the opening lap here.
Yeah, and you can see how Strauser now is running up above the cushion. This is also a good chance to see where the fixed setup is comfortable. Is it comfortable in the middle where they're running now, maybe above the cushion? And sometimes you might want to run low because you know the track's going to burn off a little bit, and you never know when that low side is going to come in. So you just want to run a lap or 2 down in there just to see if you're comfortable running low. Get your steering ratio right and stuff like that. So, because really starting position does mean a lot, but it's only 5 cars. So you're only talking a couple positions here in the back, so it's all about getting comfortable.
Absolutely. Want to share something pretty cool as well. I saw in our fun little lounge is Neil Strauser starting to close in on Robert Lynch. Devo's got some fans watching by his side. Apparently, he will not be racing with the seat because his dogs have hogged the seat and are taking a nap. Says the
he doesn't do what I do with Buddy, just throw them off. They all land on their legs anyways. I can't say much. Devo got me in the last 4 laps there at the matinee, so I can't say much.
Oh, man, that's pretty funny. You got Maurer challenging on Embach for 3rd spot. Oh, boy, they nearly get together there. 3 to go, by the way, in our B main.
Yeah, Robert Lynch has really got a good smooth style. I see he moved his wing back a little bit, which I don't know if you really need to do right now, but if that's what makes him comfortable and get the steering tight, it's working for him, because look him in the corners. He's not twitching the wheel back and forth. Getting Strauser now, he's going above the cushion and getting a good run now, and so maybe he just found his niche.
Schultz, he says, you got dirt. I got Riley's bumper after he got knocked out of the playoffs, so he's talking about Riley Herbst. Oh, here we go. Strauser inside, looking for the lead. That slick stuff not working. Oh, man, he got way tight.
Yes.
Meanwhile, for Lynch off at turn number 4, he'll take the win in the B main. Strauser 2nd. Embach finishes 3rd over Maurer. Molyneux finishes in the final spot. Hello to the Goose, Chad Cote. Oh, we had a blast of a weekend. Excellent weekend. Had a fun time. If you rewind, by the way, Chad, you can see our pre-race show. And We got the photo. We had the photo up pre-race, so just figured we share that. All right. That B-main, by the way, was brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Now time for the Flatline Racing Bodies warm-up watch, and also we get to watch all the funny cams and stuff like that.
Well, Jacob Walker did not disconnect and come back in, so maybe he has some family members also feeding off the same internet, or maybe he got some weather moving in, so we'll see, because it's going to be important with him starting the outside pole. Nope, Roger just said he's still blinking.
Up.
Yeah, Roger, I think, is going to give him an EOL and see how it works.
Absolutely. So, going through my photos, I gotta see if I got any other cool Super Dirt Weeksters. I want to let Isaac tell the story of the champ, so we may save that for next week. But
Isaac put up some really cool videos. Man, they had great seats on the front stretch.
Oh yeah, those were
great
incredible seats. Yeah. Yeah, normally the backstretch seats are the best, but those front stretch seats were better. Those were.
I like being under the roof there in Oswego because the cars echo and the grandstands actually shake when the cars come by.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I sat in 2019. But, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let me see the stories I got. That trophy, and I took a picture of it back at Summerfest when I was traveling. That's a heck of a trophy Shepard got.
It's a heavy sucker too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to add some champagne to take home with it. I got to tell you too that national anthem before we fired the engines, I had goosebumps.
Chelsea Flack.
Chelsea is good.
Chelsea Miller. Yeah, it's Bob Miller's daughter, and I can remember when she was doing it. I believe she was 6, 7 years old when she was doing it and singing it back on the mile at Syracuse. And, when we had our calls about who we need to bring in for the 50th, we all said we got to bring Chelsea back. It's Chelsea. Chelsea's always been known to be the Super Dirt Week, the voice of Super Dirt Week. And, boy, what a rendition. I mean, she just flawless.
I had goosebumps.
Yeah.
When next to
Flawless.
the cars, that's where I was during the anthem, recording everything. Wow, that's like you're in the Super Bowl of modified racing, which it is. So, all right, set to go for 20 laps here in Knoxville. Let's meet the field in the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, Kyle Sargent in the number 91 and Jacob Walker in the 01. Row number 2, Riley Burr in the 84 and Bruce Hilton in car number 10. Row number 3, Joe Canellis in the number 1 car, and next to him, Mike Schultz in the 016. Row number 4, Big Money, Dustin Sargent in the 77, Andrew Smith in the 79. Row number 5, Robert Lynch Jr. in the 121, and the astronaut Neil Strauser in the 68. Row number 6 is Andrew Umbach in the 410. And Steve Maurer in the 888. Rounding out the field tonight, Jacob Walker, by the way, will take the EOL to the rear of the field. Our final driver is Bud Molyneux in the 883. So we're set to go racing. Let's take some picks, Steen. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with Schultz. I think... Mike has won in sprint cars, and he's running several weeks in a row, so he's getting his experience back. And I'm gonna be, I'm gonna play favorites. I darn well know him too. So I'm gonna see if we can give him a little bit of good luck. A lot of good drivers here. A lot of good drivers.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go with Kyle here from the pole. If Shepard can win from the pole, Sargent can win from the pole.
Yeah. It's going to be because you can see during the warm-up the track has baked off pretty good. They're still going to run the outside for a while, but like I said, from laps 12 on, it's going to be interesting.
Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is in the pits. Barney's got the green flag in hand. Sargent and Hilton in the front row. We're glad you could join us in the sprint car capital of the world. Let's go! Bad start for Hilton. In turn number 1, not sure what happened with his car. 3 wide for third. Canella's trying to fight his way through. Dustin trying to fight his way through. Still 3 wide. Schultz using the cushion. Up 3 spots into third as Kyle Sargent leads lap 1 team. Unbelievable start from him.
Yeah, we got a caution. I don't know what it's for.
It is for Bud Molyneux and Steve Maurer. Luckily, Maurer did not flip. Look at our Malcolm's replay, show you what happened to Molyneux. Again, he's been struggling all night long here. Oh, Maurer came up into Molyneux. Just got the inside wall. Not sure if Maurer spun or not. He did spin in the background. Show you. Here's Maurer.
That wasn't me, that was Marty. Ooh. You know, Maurer has their sponsors, Mauer's Farm. I wonder if a car gets upside down, maybe Roger can solicit him for the Maurer Farm Management Move of the Night or something. If the car gets upside down.
Or the Maurer Farm Management Wildest Flip of the Night.
Yeah, something. Roger can work it.
Kyle Moonen won that award last week, that's for sure. Did you see that?
Yeah, I watched bits and pieces actually, because when I got back to the room, we got back to the room between 11 and 1, depending what we had to do and stuff. And actually, I actually watched. Roger said music's still playing.
Oh shoot! Thank you.
Is it a good song?
Yes.
I actually watched highlights and replays and stuff just before I fall asleep type thing. So.
Absolutely. We did a vote. Well, I always put up a poll in the lounge, and I actually said you got to vote for the latest one. I still love it how he flipped at Kokomo like he did last season, the exact same way. He did the wheelie, but it was just so much. I'm about to lose it once again.
I think when Kyle expects to win every race he's in, and I think when he gets in an accident, I think he does the oh shucks. I don't think he says shucks, but then he just holds his foot to the floor. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. All right, let's reset here as we got the Mission 22 restart about to take place. Kyle Sargent leads, Riley Burr second, Mike Schultz third, Joe Canella's fourth, Dustin Sargent rounds out the top 5. Set to come back to green, back into it here at Knoxville. Nice restart for Sargent, Burr and Schultz second and third. Run to the inside for big money, challenging Canella's for the 4th spot. Sargent going for the slider, perhaps up on Canella's. Is it going to work? They nearly touch the line. Canella's holds on to P14.
It's interesting to see how they can do the sliders, because right now that's going to be the only way you're going to pass until it burns off. But I don't know what gear ratio they have, and so it might make the slider a little tough right now. But you can see, I always say that lap 12, and I think that's what's going to happen. Look, they're right up against that wall, and I think you're going to see guys try to do different things.
Interesting last lap. Riley Burr went all the way to the bottom to attempt a slider on Kyle Sargent. Didn't work at all. He lost a lot of time. Schultz nearly got the 2 spot from him. As we work on lap number 6, Burr trying to close in once again. Fastest car on the track last time, Joe Canella. It's a 16.4. Trying to send it with another slider. This time on Mike Schultz for the bottom step of the podium. Not working, but we're focused on the battle for the lead between Sargent and Burr in 2, Dean.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Joe's trying to make the slider line work, and if it's indeed faster, you can close in on the guy in front of you. But getting ahead of him is going to be something different. But I think Joe, it's working a little bit on Joe,
Whoa.
but he's going to abandon. Now look at this for the lead.
Sargent opened up the top for Riley
Yes, he did.
Burr. The 84 looks to lead. Sargent goes for the slider. He's still got it for now. Burr looks up top. He's up in the wall. 8er complete. Wow, how did Sargent play that defense?
Yeah, Riley going in the 3 messed up the entry just enough that enabled Sargent to get the lead back.
Absolutely. Unbelievable stuff. We've completed 9 laps so far. Sargent still leading. Burr second. Mike Schultz is still third. Best battle on track right here for the race lead. Let's ride on board for the rear end of Kyle Sargent, Dean.
It's going to be crazy because when you do the in-car camera, you can also hear the throttle. So it's going to be good to see what kind of throttle control they're using, if any.
Line off in just about the center. Burr took a peek underneath and backed out of it. Burr's got the faster car, I think, Dean. He just knows he's got a lot of time to work with 9 laps left.
Yeah, I think so too. Now the interesting part is see how they're doing the right rears over the cushion to get the bite. But now the dirt's starting to build up, especially in turn 2, and your right rear can grab that and throw you right in the wall. The reason why I know is because I did it in that night. So now they got to watch the top because it's going to start building up. Watch, especially in 2. Look at that mount.
8 laps to go. There you see it right there, that little motocross hump we like to call it here in the series. That really takes a toll on many people. Brendan Lacey is one of them that can't stand it. 7 laps to go. You see Burr riding. Oh, man, he almost biked it off the wall. But he's got to run.
Actually using that hump. There he goes.
Slider from Riley Burr looking for the race lead. Crisscross from Sargent at the line. Caution. Who let it the line, though?
Who got it? Who got it? Let's see.
I think, as you see Mauer's crash, I think Sargent got him at the line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go with the Sargent.
Wow. Now
Actually, you know why? It's from the looks of the distance, I think we didn't get that full lap in.
Could have been. That's true. That's
because it's showing 3/10.
Wow. Here's the replay. Show you what happened to Steve Mauer. Got sideways off of 4. Catches the oh
no.
He freaking did it again. Steven, stop it on us.
You're almost visiting Devo with the dingus. I thought he was going to go over the wall. Devo almost had a visitor.
Oh,
poor Steve.
Poor Steve, indeed.
Poor Steve.
What the hell?
Thank God these wheels don't vibrate when you go upside down.
By the way, I do have my reaction, just a heads up on that. We are recording the reactions. Well, actually just mine for now. I'll pop them up when we get to Rebels and Renegades later on, so.
Hi, buddy. What are you doing? I know you miss me.
Uh-oh. Do you have an early visitor?
No, he's been always laying right between my legs the whole time.
Oh, nice.
He hasn't seen me in 7 days or 8 days.
All right, we're going to try this restart here once again. Have 6 laps to go. Racing is getting intense, folks. Kyle Sargent leading, Riley Burr second. Mike Schultz is third, Joe Canellis fourth, Bruce Hilton rounds out the top 5. Biggest mover of this race, each Schultz and Molyneux up 3 spots. Coming to the Mission 22 restart, Sargent the control car. Guys going low, guys going high. Beautiful restart from Sargent, we're back to green.
Sargent got a great restart. That got him probably 2 laps right there.
Absolutely, Burr may have been caught sleeping on the restart. We'll see what happens as he continues to ride the wall. 5 laps to go in this one. Schultz under attack from Canellis, meanwhile, for the 3 spot on the racetrack. See if he can hold on to it, though.
Riley's getting in his groove again.
Ooh. Canellis may have gotten into him. I'm not too sure. Gets into him once again. Oh, caution is out. Wow, they just got one.
Save Sargent. Sargent won the wall going into 1.
Oh, my goodness. Schultz.
Hang on, Schultz.
Schultzy.
Hopefully he can land on his wheels so he can keep going because he'll keep the spot.
Oh my goodness, is he going to be contending for a win without a roof? Amazing stuff.
Unfortunately, he should go get the quick repair because he's going to get passed by everybody really quick.
The way that flip was, it looked like he was about to go through the billboards. About to go join Devo and Steve Mauer at Dingus. Here's what happened to Walker, meanwhile. He biked it, caught the wall. Oh, he went down the ball. Nope, never mind. That was the plane. Look at that ride. My goodness, we're seeing the wildest moments coming. It's It's just the Raiders, folks. We may have our biggest pull of the season here.
Well, and when that top gets like that, it's gonna grab you. I got saved by the yellow when that last yellow came out. I went in the wall turn 1, and 2 guys got me, and thank God it saved me because it just sucked me in because the build up on the outside, those motocross berms as you call them, that's what's happening here. But Riley's trying to use them to get his run on Sargent.
You see Schultz going in the pits, gonna get a new top wing on, use his quick repair. That'll put him back to unofficially the 11th spot.
Yeah, I think ahead of Steve.
We'll see what scoring says. But anyway, we got 4 to go when we come back to the green flag. What are you thinking if you're Riley Burr in that car?
Get a better restart than the first one.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to be a damn good restart. We're going to go green right now, actually. Here we go. They turned the lights off on us a little bit early. Better for Burr that time than the last time.
Yeah, he's within a few car lengths now. He can get his groove going and got 3 to go coming down, but he's within striking distance.
Gap is a car length for right now. 3 laps to go. We come down to Sargent against Ferguson. Sargent starting on pole position. He's led pretty much this entire race from the start. Oh, almost a bobble there from Sargent. See if Burke can use this to his advantage. Up on the bumper bar of Kyle Sargent for the lead. 2 laps to go. There goes Burr to the inside. Slide job. Burr's got the lead in Knoxville.
And he stuck it. He used that berm actually in turn 2 to launch him, and he stayed ahead of Kyle. Kyle's going to try to get him coming out diamond on 4.
White flag
Here we
is
go.
out. 1
Kyle's
lap to
going to run
go.
off to do a slider.
Sargent goes for the slider 2. He's got the race lead off of 2. Burr looks on the outside. He goes all the way downstairs. Big set. Sargent shuts the door. Sargent shuts the door. Kyle Sargent is going to win in Knoxville.
On that. That was textbook what Kyle did.
On a great
Absolutely
block.
textbook. Textbook.
On a
Well-run race.
A perfect block from Kyle.
Well-run race.
Great job by those 2. What a race. And Burr as well. You got to give it up for Riley Burr.
Absolutely right. Yeah, clean slider. They both went at it, and that was cool. That was a cool deal.
And I looked at the program monitor once again. He did send it into turn number 3. He just caught that berm, though. Top 3 will pose for a photo. Schultz trying to get into this madness, too.
Buddy, we got to talk here. You can't stay there. I got to race now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's right. You can look. He's right here.
Hang on. Let's pull it up. Pull it up.
Oh, he's right here.
Early buddy time. He wants the monitor.
I get a little early buddy time. Here you go. A little early buddy time. I know you missed me.
We missed him last week, even though we did a fun segment.
I saw that. Yep. I know you missed me. Well, I got to race now. Rebels time.
Can I race for you? Anyway, get your top 3 on in here. We got Burr. We got Sargent. Just need to get Joe Dirt in here.
Good run for Joe as well.
Absolutely. 3rd place finish. All right. He hopped in there, so we are good to go. Let's talk with Joe in the 3rd position. Joe, walk us through your race tonight.
Didn't fare too well in the heat race and started back in 5th or 6th and really just tried to hang on. I hadn't been on the track too much and just happy to come in 3rd here.
Talk about that race you had with Mike Schultz as well. That was a good race for 3rd.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I cost him 3rd place, though. I was trying to get some of that dirt there, and we tapped, and next thing I know, I saw his wings, so I'm sure I took that off of him.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
We Let the Dogs Out for You, World of Sports Podcast, the Salty Dogs Race Team, you guys for putting on such an awesome show. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, Joe Dirt, we'll let you go. Great run tonight.
Thank you.
So Canellis finishing in 3rd. Let's talk with Riley Burrow, 2nd place finisher. Riley, that was a dogfight to the end from that final restart. What more did you need for Kyle?
Yeah, that was lots of fun. I think just a mistake, honestly. I threw that slider there, and I kind of bobbled coming off the corner when it got slick, and he just had enough to get back around me there.
Absolutely. Do you think you had a chance as well, maybe in 3 on the final lap, but then catching that berm? We saw that happen to you.
Yeah, I was gonna throw it on the table, but I saw Kyle came down to kind of block the inside line, so I didn't want to throw it in too hard and take him out. And then I kind of got a little crossed up on myself and hit the berm, and was really hoping I wouldn't drop the front end, but I got lucky there and we saved it and came out second.
Seems like as well you were trying to top out a lot in those final laps, even during the slider sessions.
Yeah, the top was a lot of fun to run. It was super sketchy getting real close to the wall. You'd kind of get in there, and if your back wheel clipped, you'd send the front end right into the wall, and I noticed that would happen to Kyle a couple times, so I wasn't getting too close because I was a little worried about damaging the car up, but yeah, the top side was lots of fun and super sketchy at the same time.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Glenn Stires Racing, 519 Sports Online, Oshewegan Speedway, and then you guys, the broadcast, for putting all this on, and everybody that runs the league. It's lots of fun.
All right, man, we'll let you go. Great job.
Thanks a lot. Have a good night, guys.
Riley Burr finishing in second. As we go to Coolray Victory Lane to talk with your race winner, Kyle Sargent, getting it done. Kyle, what a race between you and Burr. How were you able to hold him off?
Oh, that was super exciting. That was a lot of fun. We had just a few restarts there, and I knew my best opportunity was to get a good restart because he was fast. Earlier in the race, he kind of got by me on the top or hurt him up there, and then I kind of moved up and was able to maintain him for a little bit. But that last restart, I would like to have gotten a bigger jump on it, but he slid me, got past me. I kind of thought that was it, but was able to slide him back, and then I knew going into 3 and 4, my only option, I had to block his slider because if he would have slid me, I'm sure he would have won. So had to get a little defensive there, but it was a lot of fun.
You going to be racing in the Rebels in a bit?
I am. I'm going to take him on.
Awesome. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
Black Bullet Racing, DNT Designs, Nukes Performance, DuBois Welding, Getting His Mobile Repair, Derek LLC, Admin Box, and W Energy. Appreciate all those guys do for us.
All right. Well, we'll let you go. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Kyle Sargent with the win in Coolray Victory Lane. Your hard charger, by the way, of the race was Andrew Smith. The hard charger award brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing, up 3 spots from 8th to 5th. Your official results look like this here in Knoxville. Kyle Sargent, the winner. Riley Burr, second. Joe Canellis, third. Bruce Hilton, fourth. Andrew Smith rounds out the top 5. So we're going to step aside here, take a break. We'll be right back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast to Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
The 50th Napa Super Dirt Week, October 3rd through the 9th. Racing, music, camping, and more. It's the 50th running of racing's biggest party, October 3rd through the 9th at Oswego Speedway. Don't miss the superstars of dirt car racing go wheel to wheel. Then stay for the live music and entertainment. Get your tickets now at superdirtweek.com or call 844-DIRT-TICKS. Be there.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we get set to go for our Rebels presented by Langdon Mechanical. There you get a view of just outside Turn 1, everyone's favorite bar. There's a view of Dingus where the Devo watch party is taking place, Dean.
Yeah, but there's no cars there, so that means he's got no fans? What's going on here? Here's my Devo dig. Here's my Devo dig.
let's see here. Let's see if there are actually any cars there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We could adjust this. Obviously, the lights are on.
He probably rented the whole place out so he could just enjoy all the beverages by himself.
Yeah, there are no cars here. What the hell? The world famous Dingus. Oh, that's the official meetup spot.
Yeah, and those garage doors are always open during the Nationals. And that's where that building there is where they have the cornhole with that green top.
Nice.
They set up cornhole balls there.
With the garages?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's look at the cushion cam here. Obviously, it's all been reset, but car count of 23. All set to go here.
Just a van.
As we're going right into it. ABR Setup Shop qualifying. Just about set to go here at Knoxville Raceway. Again, 23 drivers. That's the car count. And so get your first driver here out onto the speedway and your first driver to take to the racetrack. We'll do the driver number 518, Joseph Grandy. Top 5, by the way, in the standings look like this. Chad Cote up 6 points on Donovan Ross. Bob Everson is third with 239 points. Brian Dickens fourth, 223 points. And then Dan McLaren fifth, 214 points.
Drop down to
Sixth with 201.
Yeah, I was second going into last week.
But you're good. You got a drop, so. Lap number one.
But you can only get the drop if you hit them all.
That's true. So, Grandy with a 15.402 on lap number 1. Jeff Sharp goes to second quick. Quick time for Aiden Young. 15.350 for Aiden Young of the 69. Bob Everson makes the jump up to second quick in the 008. He works his way down into turns number 3 and 4, the W008. Quick time for the Flying Fry. Kevin Fry goes 15.333. Nice lap for him. Second lap time for Kevin Fry. We take a look here at the line, off by 100th. Kurt Schatzer, 7th quick. 15.426, he'll stay there. Go to Pat Boyce, number 41, 11th quick across the line. Better up to 9th, 15.445. Chad Cote, 10th quick for your points leader, 15.452. Happy Thanksgiving to him today. Check here in 3 and 4, see if he improves. Better in Sector 1, slower in Sector 2. See if it's a better lap for him here. Nope, off by 400s. He stays 10th quick. Move on to our Raiders winner.
Oh, the times are close.
Yeah. Move on to our Raiders winner here in Kyle Sargent as his first lap is underway. John Rayner goes 17th quick, 15.74. Got about 30 seconds left to go here in time trials. Here comes Sargent off of turn number 4. Sargent will go 15th quick. That's a 15.580. One more lap to go. Rayner, by the way, down to 18th. Much better lap for Sargent. Let's see where he goes. 11th quick. 15.465. Kevin Fry is the ABR Sub Shop Fast Time Award winner at a 15.333.
I think that puts me on the pole first heat. Heat. Oh, we went with 2 heats. Oh, still got the pole. Pole 3rd heat.
Yep, so we've got 3 heats here.
I thought I was going to go to 4. 8 car start heats. Okay, they must have changed it.
First heat race of the evening brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Here's how the lineup looks. Chet Cote and Kurt Schatzer on row number 1. Joseph Grandy and Kevin Fry in row number 2. Ralph Connor Jr. and the Bassman, Roger Craig, row 3, went fishing today. Andrew Embach and G.J. Boydell round out the field. Take a look here. Devo says, come out firing shots. Literally. See here. John Hine, hello to you. We're rooting for Joe Canales.
We let those dogs out.
Field is rolling off here for first and 2 pace laps.
Outfield with GJ starting that deep.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he had a penalty. Okay, never mind.
That's right. So, anyway,
Yeah.
another Super Dirt Week story. After the Pro Stock race, I got a chance to interview Kenny Wallace. What a hilarious guy. What an awesome guy he was. 4th place finish in the Pro Stock 50 in his debut, so that was pretty cool. If you haven't seen that, check it out on Facebook at RSN Trackside. It's already got almost 20,000 views, and I'm not kidding. So,
Marty Sakella autograph session after the Renegades.
absolutely, I'll sign anything.
Not going there.
Also got to meet up with a couple of my media buddies from that cover Watkins Glen. They made the trip down to Oswego. My buddy Sam, who also does photography for Race Pro Weekly, got to work alongside me. Nathan, that works for the Podium Finish. He was just there for fun with as a team member for a driver. So, anyway, Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is in. Barney set to wave the green flag to determine our pole sitter here. About to find out in the next 8 laps. Green lights are on.
Dad with another new paint scheme.
Cote gets out with a great jump. Schatzer runs 2nd. Fry looking underneath on Grandy for 3rd. Big send for the flying Fry. He's up to the 3rd spot for right now. Barely. Great racing here at the moment as Fry just gets in front of Grandy there, Dean. Oh!
Kevin.
Oh!
Oh,
Boydell up in the wall hard, and he's got a damage.
yeah, he can't get off the wall either. He's going to probably have to tow.
Let's watch for a second here.
Well, it does suck you in these new damage models.
Absolutely. Schatzer trying to hang on to 2nd over Fry and Grandy, but meanwhile, Cote pulling away here, Dean. Fry, meanwhile, looking for 2nd.
Yeah, Goose likes these big tracks, and he's showing it right here.
Schatzer better drive off of turn number 2. See how the track is looking. 2 groups at the moment, low line and a middle line. See, it's starting to slicken up. 1 and 2 though. Embach has crashed meanwhile. We'll see what happened to him in just a moment. We're watching a 3-way shrub for 2nd spot. Fry gets the door open. Off of Kurt Schatzer. Is P2 his? Yes, it is for now. Oh, Schatzer and the wall hard. Oh my goodness. What? Kevin Fry. Oh no. Everybody's wrecking. Everybody's wrecking.
Who's going to get 3rd and 4th?
Craig's got 3rd. Kevin's trying to hang on for 4th right now with a damaged car. Oh no, Fry didn't want it either. Schatzer goes to fourth. All right.
Call it out a win. Hang on, Dad.
Chad's gonna win
Dodging
this.
the obstacle course on the last lap.
Well, we got a lot of stuff to look at. So Schatzer, Connor, Fry. Wow, that was something. Grandy's gonna finish second. Craig comes home third. And fourth spot belongs to Kurt Schatzer.
There's 8 different stories in that heat.
Too many. Okay, let's take a look here. Let's go to Mbach first. I know this is going to get me to lie, but we're going to wait. Devo says Fry's goggles fogged and his throttle hung. All right, now that that's set, here's what happened. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Here's Mbach. Ooh, just lost it off. Ooh, he may have run out of gas. Yeah, Mbach ran out of gas. Ooh, he may have blown the engine up. All right, this is what happened here. Fry slid up into Schatzer, got him in the wall, and he's on for the ride. Wow, look at that flip. I collected Roger, too. Wow, what a save from Roger. And then look at this. Grandy and Fry up in the wall. Look at the wheelie from Kevin. I thought he was going to save it for a moment, but just lost it on the top wing. And then here's Connor, him and Grandy. Oh, man, what a shot from Ralph. Bad one.
There was a whole lot of stuff that went on.
And then you're going to get something else here from Kevin after he somehow took away fourth from Ralph, who just lost the car big time. He spun in turns 1 and 2. Just like that. Wow. Way too many storylines. Well, that's Knoxville for you after all. So, okay. Lineup looks like this for our second heat race, brought to you by Magnum Race Design. Kyle Sargent, Jeff Sharp, row number 1. Dustin Sargent, Aiden Young, row 2. Bruce Hilton, Mike Kramer, row 3. Jack Clevenger, Dan McLaren, row 4. And actually no call to grid from Bruce Hilton.
Yeah, Bruce connected, but something happened.
Don't know if he's
I don't see
eligible.
packet loss.
So, lights are off. 1 to go until we get the green flag. By the way, Dean, I'm curious. What did you have to eat at Super Dirt Week?
We did 6-foot subs every day for the staff, just from Walmart, because you're always running around. But I did have a couple slices of Cam's Pizza, and I did have a busted yolk burger and a breakfast sandwich. But
okay,
it's tough to eat. It's you're so busy, you don't find time to eat sometimes.
Yeah, I get it. I had a bacon bomb, and I'm a big fan of those bacon bombs. I've had them before at the state fair. Very good. As we're green for heat 2, Kyle gets the lead on Dustin early. See Jeff Sharp trying to challenge up top for that second position. Doesn't work, and it's a wild hornet's nest across the line as the Sargents are 1 and 2. Aiden looking down low on Jeff Sharp for third, Dean.
Yeah, both Jack and Soupy had a penalty, so they got to come from the back. So this is a stacked heat.
Absolutely is. Oh, look at the run for Clevenger. Took a peek underneath Young for the 4th spot. Does not work at all. Everyone riding nose to tail. Kyle Sargent quickest last time by. 15:71. Aiden takes a look underneath for 3rd. Who's quickest that time by? Once again, it's Kyle, 15:72, as he watched the battle for 3rd. Young looks like he's got a pretty good car set on the bottom. Halfway home, Dustin challenging Kyle for the race lead. Young's got to tuck it back in line, and Clevenger with the crisscross underneath for 4th. May have caught that berm as well, Dean, not too sure. 3 to go in this heat.
Yeah, we got a good family affair up front now.
So what it looks like from Jeff Sharp. Aiden Young looked at the inside. Going for the 3 spot, nearly 3 wide, 2 to go. 1 transfer spot is on the line. Meanwhile, you got a good battle for the race lead as well. Dustin underneath Kyle. 3 wide, hang on. Clevenger got a little bit sideways. As up the track goes Aiden Young. Final lap is underway. Young has the 4 spot. You got a battle. It's a military battle here between 2 sergeants into turn number 3. Dustin takes a peek underneath Kyle for the win. It's not going to work as we go to 4th. Aiden Young holds off Jack Clevenger. Fun heat race.
Well, Kyle's in line for the hat trick so far.
So Kyle will start from 2nd here tonight. As we go to Heat 3, brought to you by the legendary Salty Dogs. Salty Dogs composed of many of the senior members of Coast to Coast and have been released from the retirement home to create havoc and chaos on the track. Yes, I did add on that retirement home. I'm sorry. Whenever 3 or more dogs are in a race, a dog bone will be awarded to the highest finisher. All right, lineup looks like this. Let's view it from the Ace Designs drone. Dean Reynolds and Pat Boyce on row number 1. Donovan Ross and Bob Everson in row 2. Uh-oh, look at this. Look at this. Devo trying to have some fun.
Made it back for the dingus.
Yep. Pair of Canadians in row number 3, Gary Taylor and John Rayner. And Joe Canellis does not call to grid.
I say a couple salty dogs in that row back there with Rayner and Taylor.
Absolutely, trying to make their way up to the front. One lap to green. Look at how the track's starting to slick out. How do you see that from your perspective?
It's because you got more cars with 23 and you got more horsepower with the open setups. That's the first thing I noticed. Plus, I believe in the Rebels they started a 5% higher stake, correct? Because
Yes.
Raiders is 5%, and I think they go 10% with Rebels for a start.
Yep. Trying to see what our cushion cam looks like, but it won't pop forward. We'll take a look at it when we get to the warm-up watch. Final heat here, top 4 transfer. Everyone else gets extra practice in the B main. Ready for the green. Dean gets a good jump on Pat Boyce. And he immediately goes up to the outside. Ross and Everson battle for the 3 spot. Ross now looks for the inside. He clips the berm for just a moment. Once, twice. And back to 3rd. Does not lose spots, luckily. Meanwhile, he takes a peek underneath on Boyce for the runner-up spot. That may cost him 3rd. Everson up on the top shelf for 3rd. But Ross continuing to try and send it each and every time. He right on board with Devo. Trying everything to roll the bottom. Slides up the track, though, once again. Both crews coming in really handy right now at the moment. As you see Dino continue to lead. 3 laps are in the books. Top 4 all nose to tail. Here's the view from the Ace Designs drone. Ross still clearing on Everson for the 3rd spot, luckily. Halfway home here in heat race number 1. Everson trying to thread the needle. We're nearly 3 wide for 2nd as Ross goes up the racetrack. Oh, hang on, Bobo. Everson falls back to 4th with a beautiful save. The 008. 3 laps to go in this heat race. You watch the battle for 3rd. There's a big send on from Everson. Goes up the track and into the chocolate chips. 2 to go, and Everson looking underneath for 3rd. Oh boy, almost into Donovan. Ross holding on to 3rd for right now. See Ross though up the track once again, seeing with Everson. That's the best battle we're watching for 3rd. Final lap, meanwhile, underway for Dean Reynolds. 0.8 of a second lead. Up on Pat Boyce into 3 and 4. Final time in this heat race. We'll see the checkers. And Dino will start from 3rd tonight. As we go to third, Ross holds off on Everton. We could hear that. Yeah, we did it. Well, Dean, what are we thinking?
Well, I think, I heard a car underneath me, and I guess that was Devo, so I was running the middle, but then once I went up above the cushion and ran there, I noticed the relative I was starting to gain on. But I think it was, I don't know if it was me being faster or them fighting for a position behind me, but I did find being more comfortable going above the cushion.
Let's go to our B main here, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. We have taken 12. We've got 11 guys here. 23 drivers is the car count, but likely going to be 21 taking the green flag. Kevin Fry and Jack Clevenger on row number 1. Gary Taylor, Ralph Connor Jr., row number 2. Row 3, Dan McLaren and John Rayner. Row number 4, Andrew Umbach and Mike Kramer. Row 5, Joe Canellis and G.J. Boydell. Bruce Houghton starting from 11th.
Stop doing the yawn. Don't make me yawn.
Let's take a look.
By the way, Marty, the stash, what's that, 3 weeks worth of work right there?
Let's see here. This came from COVID. I was clean shaven throughout the weekend of topless nationals at Genesee. Then I was fatigued with COVID and stuff like that, so it wasn't worth it to shave. Then once I got negative, and actually Saturday morning when I left, before I left for Oswego, shaved everything except the stash, because the stash is for the postseason.
Ooh, Jack Clevenger missed the grid.
Ooh, interesting. So Clevenger will start from the rear.
Yeah.
But yes, the stash is for Yankees postseason, beginning tomorrow against Cleveland. But all right, speaking of baseball, how about the Mets?
They still have a team? Strawberry still less 30? Oh, Bruce Hilton's back, so that's good.
Just remember, never forget to save the milk and cookies for July 1st. Anyway, Kevin Fry, Ralph Connor on the front row as we get set to go green. B main about to take place, and how bad that you want it. Green flag is out. Taylor up on the berm for a couple of seconds as Fry clears wreck route for the lead. Oh, look out! We're touching for third. Raider,
hang on.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Wow, that got yikesy.
Salty dog cursing going on in Discord.
McLaren in fifth, Umbach back in sixth. The Soupy challenging Taylor for fourth. McLaren takes that away. Wild start to the festivities here in this B main at Knoxville. I think we just had one that clipped the wall for a moment. Meanwhile, Clevenger's off the pace. Mike Kramer, Andrew Umbach battling for sixth on the racetrack. Let's go to the race lead. Kevin Fry against Ralph Connor Jr. Both ran the top pretty well, Dean.
Yeah, and GJ's actually really tracking him down as well. GJ ran the matinee earlier today, so he probably learned something there. But I tell you, it's going to be interesting because now it's 25-lap feature. This track is burning off really quick, so I think it's going to make for a really cool feature. It's just going to be probably 3 lanes. You're going to have a top, you're going to have a bottom, and you're going to have slider.
Boydell to the inside for second. Always watch out for GJ at these big tracks, especially after how we ran at Lunarville to begin the season, finishing second to, I wonder who. Oh, yeah, that's right, to Dean.
Yeah, GJ is, they call him the Iron Man because he's been racing coast to coast before it was a coast to coast, and his forte though is the sprint cars. He loves the sprint cars.
Oh, you see Fry working the slider line, testing that out. Gonna be 3 to go. You see Connor working upstairs. McLaren and Boydell have gotten to this. Oh my! Connor gave Fry. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Fry's flipping. Oh my goodness! Side over side. What a
Daniel's landing.
He's still going with it. Meanwhile, Boyd out for the lead. Boyd out for the lead. And then Connor. Oh, McLaren. Oh, my gosh.
Just says thank you. Gary Taylor says thank you.
I'm sorry. I know I'm overreacting on these flips. It's just these guys are
Snoopy just gained 4 spots for the win.
Yeah. Grabber gained 6 spots to finish second. It's like nobody wanted to win that B-main or something. Oh, look at Fry trying to finish this race now. He don't care. He's lost the top wing. He's lost the front wing. He'll drive it like a midget. Look at that. That's a midget right there, folks. He did it. He finished. Okay. Well, and he's crashed it again. Well, that beaming was something. We'll keep the scenic cam on here for now, because we want to take a look at the
Almost
cushion.
looked like Kevin Fry put in the wrong gear because he didn't have a lot of speed off the corners.
Could have been too. That's true. Well, folks, don't forget about what's coming up a couple weeks from now, October 21st to the 27th. There's the cushion cam. You see how it's looking for now. We'll take a look at it after the feature. Don't forget, we have got the Dirt Track Bank World Finals happening at the Dirt Track of Charlotte Motor Speedway. $1,500 is the purse with 360 wing sprint cars, pro late models, and 358s. All proceeds will benefit Mission 22. Just send your entry fee through pay.
Have to do play-by-play from the wheel like Isaac had to last week.
All right, we're good. We're good. Sorry about that. That time of the hour once again where it does that, but we're good. So, as I was saying, where was I? Oh yeah. Send your entry fee to PayPal with that email. Then register for the event at c2cro.com/world-finals. Then step 3, go to your pending invites and iRace and accept it.
Question: who was the first entry?
Was it you?
Yep.
Good job.
Dad, hang on. He threw me a slider.
So glad you entered in that one. But
The problem is I can only run the first few days because then I got to leave to go down there.
for World Finals, yeah.
Well, the short track first and then the World
Oh yeah,
Finals.
the short track first. By the way,
Still, I'll be good to be a part of it.
World Finals, that's on the list next year.
It's a great time.
Absolutely. I think Isaac's got on the list too, so I think we've got a coast-to-coast meetup planned for next year, for twice next year then too.
Yeah, I got a couple of people that are on my Full Throttle Motorsports team that are going to go down there, so it'll be good to see them.
Nice.
Well, I learned that Chad Cote is definitely a lot faster than I am.
Second
And
quick.
Marty, this cushion is already built up and already thin up top. Ooh. This is going to be an interesting race. Yeah,
Can't
this
wait.
is going to be interesting.
Can't wait. Let's see what else I got in my photos for memories. Well, if we were doing this last year, I would... Oh, wait. Oh, crap. The warm-ups have already finished? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. All right. That was our warm-up watch brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Get you your starting lineup brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series. On the front row, it's the Goose, Chad Cote in the 11 and Kyle Sargent in the 91. Row number 2, Dean Reynolds in the 79. Joseph Grandy in the 518. Row number 3, Big Money, Dustin Sargent in the 77, and Pat Boyce in car number 41. Row 4, it's the Bass Man, Roger Craig in the 747, and Jeff Sharp in the 28. Round out the top 10, Devo in the number 5, and Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Row 6 is Aiden Young in the 69, and the eventful one, Bob Everton in the 008. Look at row number 7. It's Soupy, Dan McLaren in the 88, and Mike Cranmer in the 70. Row 8, Jack Clevenger in the 78, and Andrew Embach in the 410. Row number 9, Bruce Hilton in the number 10, John Rayner in the 302. Row 10, Kevin Fry in the 21, and the captain Gary Taylor in the 34. Brian Fry, Kevin Fry for 19. Row 11, Wreck-It Ralph Connor Jr. in the 54. No call to grid. G.J. Boydell makes the call to grid. He'll start from 21st tonight. Field is rolling down the back straightaway. Time for picks to win here. I am going to go with, you know what? We came so close Thursday night to it. Give me Kyle Sargent for the win.
Because just what he just did to me in the practice. I mean, he threw a slider on me, and then he was gone. So, if he can get the lead on Kyle coming out. But again, this track is good time. So it might be all about who has the setup at the end.
Who knows what's going to happen here. So we go down the back straightaway into turn number 3. 25 laps the distance here for our feature. Who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? We're about to find out. Barney's ready to go racing here at Knoxville for our B Division Rebels. Cote and Sargent make up the front row. Start underway here at Knoxville. Nice start from Cote, a scattered start pretty much for sure. Sargent and Reynolds side by side for second. But here goes Dini. Wasting no time for the race lead. Reynolds! Wow, what a clear on Cote! Dean leads lap number 1. Sargent goes for the slider for the lead. That doesn't work. 3 wide for second. Wild racing. Hang on, Grandy sideways after contact with Kyle. Cote takes second. Now we're 3 wide for third. Here comes Dustin. Sargent up to the 3 spot, goes 2 for 1 a lap. Meanwhile, it's Kyle up to the wall. Randy taking the 4 spot away. Oh, we got trouble. Caution's out. Mike Kramer, Kurt Schatzer, Andrew Embach. Big one's broken out. Well, Dean, what a start.
Yeah, the only time I actually use a mirror is when I try to do a slider and then under yellow, and I have my mirror extra wide, and I thought I had them clear, and so I just went for it, and then, I guess I did, because I don't think we even touched, so, it's just something I had to do to try to get the lead.
Hard luck there from a lot of drivers. Kramer and McLaren took the biggest licks there. Man, Taylor, and there was another car that just missed her. I think that was Rayner. That just escaped close calls. Gonna do something here a little bit just for fun. Gonna pop up the old cameras here from last time. There you see Dean. And there you see me. Hello. Plus, I kind of want to do a reaction cam here for tonight. All right, 1 lap to go this time by. Reset the field here with our Mission 22 restart coming on up. Dean Reynolds will restart as the leader. Chad Cote second, Dustin Sargent third, Kyle Sargent fourth, Joseph Grandy fifth, Pat Boy sixth, Roger Craig seventh, Donovan Ross eighth, Aiden Young ninth, and Jeff Sharp rounds out the top 10. Dean ready to fire. And his choice, and there he goes. Wasting no time, we're back to green. Great jump up on Chad Cote. Dustin Sargent rides third. Kyle fourth. Joseph caution. And oh my goodness! 2 cars are flipping. Clevenger and Embach. And Embach taking a nap right now at the moment.
Here's Jack.
Bad wreck. what happened. This one's in the back of the pack, too. Keep in mind. That's Mbach. But no, that's Clevenger. Got contact from Hilton. Then, oh my goodness. Big lick Mbach took on Clevenger to send him flipping. Get you another angle here. Infield turn 1. Yeah, Hilton sent it in just a little bit too much. Rayner involved, and there it is. Mbach at full speed. Just did not expect Clevenger to be coming up high. On board with Jack.
Watching the replay and almost drove right through the base truck.
Look at that. No brakes at all. Didn't even let off. That's how bad that lick was. So try this restart again. Put 4 laps up on the books this time. So it's Dean Reynolds leading, Chad Cote second, Dustin Sargent third, Kyle Sargent fourth, Joseph Grandy rounds out the top 5. So here we come back to the green flag for this restart. Dean fires, we're back underway. Everyone trying to shift up to the outside. Grandy challenging Sargent for just a moment for 4th spot. Kyle taking a look up, rides the wall, almost spiked it there for a moment. Close call. A lot of hard racing up here. Boyce 6th, Rogers 7th, Aiden Young 8th. And meanwhile, quickest lap of the race for Chad Cote, 16:89. Starting to see our first 16-second laps of the evening. Dustin sent it up top there for just a moment. And we've got a 3-car battle for the race lead. Cote looking up on the outside. Dean went on the slider line. Dustin taking a peek upstairs low for the runner-up spot. And Cote takes the race lead away from Reynolds.
Now Doug Reynolds.
He just stole it from Dino.
That went in the wall in the front stretch.
Dustin, meanwhile, inside the slider on Reynolds works. So leads with big money right in second spot. Starting to approach a little bit of lap traffic. Reynolds tries to slide up on Dustin. That doesn't work. Falls back to third and loose off of 2. Kyle can try and close in. A lot of guys working the slider line. Quickest lap last time by. Oh my goodness. The crowd's going to go wild here at Devo. 16:75. Oh, never mind. Dustin took it back. And now you watch the battle for the race lead. Dustin all over the... Oh, look out. That was close. I think Cote caught the wall and Dustin went to the inside, take advantage. Sargent takes the race lead. Wow, Kyle slides up on Dean for third. Doesn't work. Dino keeping the 3 spot. Way sideways off of 2, keeps the car going.
Yeah, if I can come up 2, I might be able to have something here, but terrible.
Looking on some lap traffic from the looks of it. Let's go back up to the front. Dustin riding the wall off at 2. Caution. Kyle Sargent has crashed it from 4th, and he's upside down. Everybody scatters to try and avoid it. See what happened here to Kyle. Tough break for our Raiders winner. Did he bike it and turn true over that motocross hump? Oh,
I think he
oh my.
tried to go around the outside. I think he tried to go around the outside of me, but I was already on the top. But I didn't feel nothing. I don't know if it was a net code or not, but
wow, what a ride.
I heard him.
I think both of you held your ground. Let's see here what our Ace Designs drone can show us. Oh, that's Dustin. I'm sorry. Come on, Kyle here. Here we go. Ooh, I don't know, man. That's tough to tell. But I mean, Kyle took a ride. Thank goodness we don't use the gyro cam anymore. Yeah, Dean, I think you may have come up just a little bit. I hate to tell you.
Well, I don't know more about coming up when I'm running the top, but
that's just racing though, going for the same piece of real estate. So that moves Joseph Grandy up into the 4th spot. Want to tell you this, by the way, just a heads up. Your hard charger of the race currently, we're not even at the halfway point yet. G.J. Boydell's up 13 spots to 9th.
wow.
Started in 22nd.
Dustin just went off the track. Dustin just left.
What?
I think his wheel disconnected or something.
Oh my goodness me. Sargent is off the track.
Yeah.
What on earth? Let's take a look at this.
It's almost like his wheel disconnected. He just turned left and it's gone.
Wow, what a huge turn of events I've never ever seen. So that means Chad Cote leads as we're back to green. Wow, this race just took a turn for the worse for the Sargents. It's just disappeared. Meanwhile, Grandy challenging Dean for 2nd. Reynolds just taps the wall with the right rear Hoosier. Oh, Grandy puts Reynolds in the wall. Opens up the door for Young. Young looking all the way down low. Into Grandy he goes. Sideways up the track. Hang on. Wow, what a save for both of them. But Grandy rides the wall. And somehow he saves it. Oh my goodness. Somebody call up Buddy too because there's a cold ground situation. As Dino just missed it. But look at Devo in 3rd spot up 6 positions. Some slight contact with Dean with 10 laps to go. Takes a peek underneath for the runner-up spot. Up the track he goes. Stays back in 3rd. As he rides the cushion. All the way downstairs he goes. Takes a peek underneath. Slider from Devo. Works perfectly. So move Ross up to 2nd. He's 1.5 seconds behind the goose of Chad Cote. Meanwhile, Aiden Young is 4th up 7 spots. And how about the Bassman? Roger Craig's in 5th. Great run for him so far tonight. G.J. Boydell up 16 to 6, but watch out for Kevin Fry up 12 to 7. We're watching Craig and Boydell. That's your best battle on track. Oh no, somebody's in the wall. That's Dean. Oh, and to Boydell he goes. What happened?
Just couldn't come off.
Knoxville strikes another front runner, and the heartbreak goes to Boydell as he was involved as well. Just rode the wall there.
Yeah, it just sucked in, and once it came off, the car just shot across the track.
That's right on board for the rear end of Dino's car. I want to see how bad did it do for GJ. Let's get back to Boydell. Let's ride from the front end. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know how that car is going to drive. It's going to be very interesting, but Boydell's going to try and hang on here in 5th position. Spider Monkey came at a bad time. Brandon Dittmer came in and said, "Go, Dean."
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a driver error right there. Just, I hooked one of those motocross berms that got me in, and then when I let off the gas, I tried to get off it. It just shot me across, and I tried to hold the brakes best I could.
So 6 to go. We come back to the green flag. Cote leads. Ross 2nd. Young 3rd. Craig 4th. And Boydell in 5th. And we go an additional lap here. Devo says wasn't much room. They're not sure what that was from. Joe Canella says Mike Kramer, my apologies, I believe.
I was hoping for a Renegade start, but that was driver error.
Yeah, you got your quick repair at least. You're in 16th. You still got a chance.
Shot. Now, Devo did a perfect slider on me. I heard him underneath me, and he cleared me nice. And then he's gonna be tough. He looks fast. He looks comfortable.
About to see what happens as Cote is set to fire in the Mission 22 restart zone. 6 laps to go to settle. We're back to green. Nice restart for Cote. Ross hanging on to the 2 spot. And Boydell's losing a lot of time. He's back to 6th. Clevenger takes 5th after using his quick repair earlier on in the race. Meanwhile, Aiden Young looking for 2nd spot on Devo. See what the driver of the 69 can do on Ross. Devo all over Cote, tried the slider, doesn't work there. 4 to go.
I'm out.
Kyle Sargent has crashed. Dean has crashed as well. He's out of the race. Let's go to 4th. Roger Craig hanging on. Meanwhile, Clevenger inside. Nope, that's Bob Everton, who's a lap car. 3 laps to go for Chad Cote. Devo, meanwhile, to the inside for the race lead. Devo's got a chance. But he bounces off the wall, though. Going to be 2 to go at the line for Chad Cote, looking for another big points paying win. Will be win 2 of the year for Chad Cote if he can hold off. Won at Limaland earlier in the season in week number 2. 3 cars slipping and sliding to have a chance at winning it. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Canadian Thanksgiving for Chad Cote, and he's opened up the pace on Donovan Ross through 3 and 4. The Goose could extend the lead. Chad Cote wins at Knoxville. 2nd as Ross edges out Young. Clevenger edges out Craig for the 4th spot.
It's a long run from Clevenger.
And Roger Craig gets the dog bone. So Cote will get to park it in victory lane. And the hard charger of the race, it was a battle between Boydell and Fry for the spot. But Jack Clevenger stole it up 11 spots from 15th to 4th. And Cote is going to put this in the real victory lane, I think.
I don't know if there's a gate open there or not.
Oh, nope, he just took the shortcut. That's what it was. Bring your top 3 on in here. Chad, Donovan, and Aiden.
By the way, if you go back to me, I did flip out of the park. I totally flipped out of the ballpark. Lap 21.
Okie dokie. Well, we're going to have some fun. Let's take a look for the heck of it.
Yeah.
First off, we had Kyle Sargent crash. We'll watch Sargent first as we let the top 3 load on in here. Here's Kyle.
That wasn't good for the IL.
Wow, that's a pretty good save from Kyle, I gotta admit. All right, now you jump to the pits.
Yeah, because I went out of the park, so they'll moderately put me in the pits.
So you actually went through the billboard and actually went to go drink at Dingus.
Yeah. I had a good ride. I thought I was going to get up to 10th, but unfortunately, another car got a little loose.
Yeah, tough break for a bunch of the front runners. So we got Aiden, we got Donovan. Do we have Chad in? Not yet. I'm going to try and get him in here. Hey, Goose, if you're watching, we want to talk with you. But
you better be there.
Let's begin with Aiden Young, our 3rd place finisher. Aiden, nice charge for you tonight. 11th to 3rd. Talk us through your run.
That was just a crazy run. Just try to keep it straight and didn't wreck.
Absolutely, man. Did you think you had anything for Chad and Devo in those final few laps?
I think I did, but starting that far back, it makes it really tricky to get up front and do anything with the leaders.
An awesome run for you, though. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I gotta thank Kure, as always, you for broadcasting Roger and them for letting me in the league. Obviously, the Gambling Motorsports team, everyone that comes out to watch.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job.
Thank you.
Aiden Young finishing in 3rd position tonight. 2nd place finish is Donovan Ross. Devo, you had the watch party going berserk, but then you come one spot short. What the hell happened?
Oh, I'm just happy to have 2 fans.
Me and Salas don't count.
Yeah, well, you guys, I think you're part-time fans. I heard your comments about nobody at Dingus watching me.
You probably rented the whole place out to yourself.
Yeah. Well, we made her, huh?
Yeah, how's this car tonight, though?
You know, it was pretty good. Chad was setting a pretty good pace. I think probably could have got the bottom to work, but Aiden was, you know, I could hear him right there, and so I just kind of tried to stay up top there. It's so damn rough up there, you know. We had a pretty good restart. I don't know how many laps it was to go. I think Aiden and I both kind of got by Roger, and then the yellow came back out. If that would have happened, we probably would have had a better run at Chad, but he was pretty fast all night long, and it's been fast all season so far, so congratulations to him.
You going to test the waters out with the Renegades?
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
Got
man.
2 seconds, he might as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Dino, I see you have some fans in chat.
Yeah, but too bad the driver stepped on it tonight.
Oh, I see those fans. I see them indeed. I think the ladies got released from Dingus to come into the chat and just spam.
Yeah. It's all the same lady. She just dresses up. It's fine.
Hey, what happens at 2 a.m. at the Dingus stays there.
Nothing good happens after 10. You got to go home earlier. So, all right. I gotta get some water, my old ass. Thank you, guys.
Wait, give your shout-outs. Give your shout-outs.
No, I got no shout-outs anymore. Just my Dean and Marty fan club and my 2 wiener dogs, I guess.
Yeah, that almost stole your seat.
They've stole everything.
All right, man. Good luck.
Yeah, take care. We'll talk at you.
Oh, man. We love Devo. We love Devo. Cool Ray Victory Lane. Let's talk with your points leader and winner of the Goose, Chad Cote. Chad, man, great car for you tonight, man. From the pole to the victory lane. How about it?
Yeah, Marty, that car tonight was a rocket ship. My boy Patrick tonight gave me that thing, and let me tell you, it was on rails from the start of the night to the end.
Absolutely, man. You had a lot of challenges. Dean gave you a big challenge. Both of the sergeants. How are you able to hold them off tonight?
Again, that's my boy Patrick up in the spotters booth. That guy is on point with his calls. Dino threw a wicked slider on me, which was awesome. I loved it. I heard the guys coming behind me, and I knew who was behind me, so I knew we were going to be battling out for most of the race.
Absolutely. How about extending this point lead over Devo? You and Ross are going to be the guys to beat this year.
It's going to be a fun one. I think me and Dino have been racing together for a long time, so it's going to be fun, Marty.
Absolutely, man. Going to do the Renegades?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome to hear. Awesome.
Chad loves this track. I could tell, and then you definitely got to go to Renegades and give him hell.
I'm going to try, Dean. I'm going to try, buddy.
Good run.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Oh, all the boys over at American Dirt Motorsports, our sponsors, WFO Race Engines, Toro Media, Highline Racing, Dubby, Central Sign and Lighting, Bonehead Podcast, and Josh Whiteman Music.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Congratulations.
Thanks, fellas.
Chad Cote in Cool Ray Victory Lane. For your official results here from tonight, Cote takes the win by 0.8 of a second. Donovan Ross second, Aiden Young third, Jack Clevenger fourth. And how about Roger Craig? Give it up for the Bass Man, a 5th place finish. Good for him, man. Taking home that dog bone. 13 drivers left on the lead lap. Andrew Rumbach finishing in last position in 21st. So we will step aside, and when we come back, the Renegades are going to take shape here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest paydays ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte, and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast to Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
In our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
The 50th Napa Super Dirt Week, October 3rd through the 9th. Racing, music, camping, and more. It's the 50th running of racing's biggest party, October 3rd through the 9th at Oswego Speedway. Don't miss the superstars of dirt car racing go wheel to wheel. Then stay for the live music and entertainment. Get your tickets now at superdirtweek.com or call 844-DIRT-TICKS. Be there.
Yeah, still in commercials.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network here. It is a quiet track at the moment, but we are getting set to go. Renegades. And the Renegades are brought to you by our good friends here at Dylan Westbrook Racing. By the way, a playable character as well in the World of Outlaw game. Marius Calla with you. Dean Reynolds has actually stepped away for a couple of moments. Kevin, we are good to go.
All right.
So Kevin decided to hop on in here as you take a look at the Knoxville Raceway at the moment. Just moments away from beginning ABR Setup Shop qualifying. And while we are at it, take a look at your point standings coming on in. Jesse Atkinson with the points lead, 278 points. Stephen Goldner second, 254. Blake Chapman third, 251. Patrick Spangler fourth, 246. Brennan Lacey fifth at 230 points. All right, ABR Sub Shop qualifying is underway. And first guy out onto the racetrack at the dirt track bank, number 31, Brandon Templeton. Car count of 23 here for time trials. May get one more to try and get a full field here. We'll see what happens. Brandon Templeton will be the one to set the bar here for us. We take a look at his first lap time. Sets the bar to 15:5:27. Bob DeGood actually looking pretty good in a quick time spot. We'll check his lap here. Quick time, 15:4:16. John Hine, 15:4:12. Wicked lap. The Cowboy, Tyler Wilson, goes third quick in a 15:4:74. Jeff Kemper goes third, 15:46. Kevin Fry takes third at a 15:46 as well. Wilson looking to improve his lap. It's slower. Jack Hitt currently 11th quick, 15:8:05. And slower on that lap. Ross Carrena goes third quick, though, on lap number 1, 15:4:35. John Hine, the only guy, though, in the 15:3s. Carrena slower in the first half of the lap. Better, though, in Sector 2, off by 300ths. Let's go to Jeff Flero, 9th quick in the 200. Better in Sector 1 as Stephen Goldner goes 4th quick, rather. Jeff Flero to 3rd. Nice lap for him, 15:4:26. Minutes to go in qualifying. Stephen Goldner will not improve his time. He's 5th quick. Let's go to Joe Backus here as he finishes up his lap here. Brennan Lacey, 6th quick. 15:4:58. Jed Cote, though, watch him closely. 2nd quick, 15:3:71. Kyle Moonan's in the purple. 5th quick, 15:4:31. Cote was slower on lap number 2. Not seeing lap 2 times be better than on lap number 1. Moonen, though, goes to 3rd quick, 15:3:83. And that'll do it. John Hine, the quickest in ABR Setup Shop fast time qualifying, 15:3:59. So a great lap. Let's check and see if we got Dean back with us. Thought I heard him. Nope, he is back on the phone. So get to our first heat here, brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. And I'll show you your starting lineup. Kevin Fry and Stephen Goldner on row number 1. Bob DeGood and John Hine in row 2. Jeff Barker and Zach Neubauer, row number 3. Brandon Dittmer and Roger Craig in the 4th and final row. And while we are at it, and waiting to get things going, why don't we take this opportunity and look at our schedule coming up here for the rest of this week and for next week. Tuesday night is Topside Tuesday. We've got the Midgets at Lanier, 410s at Fairbury, and the Trucks at Atlanta. Wednesday night, the Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Cool Ray, where we have 305s, 360s, and Big Block Modifieds at Lucas Oil. And the Vet 360s go to Fairbury. Thursday night is Thursday Night Thunder, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. We've got UMPs at Kokomo, along with 358s and the Pro Late models. Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Gears Unlimited, is at Knoxville. Small blocks, crate lates, and 305s, all at Knoxville. Next week for Monday Night Madness, we are at the Eldora Speedway. One of my favorite times of the season, where we are at some awesome tracks. Knoxville, Eldora. We got the dirt track at Charlotte. The World Finals coming up next week. So a lot of good things coming up here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. So make sure you hit subscribe to keep track of all the action. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat, by the way. We'll be sure to give you a shout out on the air. 8 cars in this heat. The top 4 will transfer in to this one, as I think we got Dean back.
Yes, we're back.
Awesome. John Hine was the quickest in qualifying. So we're set to go racing. Barney's got the green in hand, underway. Fry gets away with a good jump. Stephen Goldner, though, trying to take a peek underneath the race lead. Hine goes up a spot already in 3rd. Zach Neubauer is up 2 to 4th. As we put lap number 1 up in the books, led by Kevin Fry. Wild racing for 5th. Brandon Dittmer making some contact with Roger Craig, but keeps the car going. Meanwhile, Fry and Goldner battle for the race lead off of turn 4, Dean.
Yeah, you can see how fast Fry is now, so that's why I'm thinking he might have had a wrong gear in that B-main back in the Rebels. But Stephen Goldner, I mean, he's the bandy-built guy.
Oh!
Hang on.
Wow! I thought that car was going sideways. It off the wall. He loses a couple spots down to 6th. That puts Bob DeGood up into the final transfer spot in 4th. But we got a good battle for the race lead. It's now John Hine and Kevin Fry. Halfway home, remember, Dean, John was the quickest in time trials. Here he goes.
Yeah, I think with the track state being a little more burned off in the Renegades, John's doing what I was doing in the heat, going above the cushion, and he seems to be getting a good grip.
Right, trying to slide up on the Professor, doesn't work. Meanwhile, DeGood's actually closed in on the top 3 here. It's a great race happening here at the moment. We got 2 to go still, and heat race number 1. Hine's got a lead by about 0.4 of a second on Fry and Neubauer. DeGood's got an advantage by 1.3 seconds on Stephen Goldner. On to go, meanwhile, for John Hine. Going to pull away and start from pole tonight in the Cool Ray number 71. You watch the battle for second between Fry, Neubauer, and DeGood. Fry's going to finish second, but the Professor takes away the heat. And Stephen Goldner has to go down the B main.
Stephen's going to be fun to watch coming from, he could win the B and start 13th, but still going to be fun to him. Because when this track slicks off, Goldner, he's not afraid of a slick track, and he'll be tough.
Second heat race brought to you by Magnum Race Design. Jeff Kemper, Brennan Lacey on row number 1. Jeff Flero and Chad Cote in row 2. Aiden Young, Donovan Ross in row number 3. Joe Backus and Barry Goldner in the 4th and final row. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it, but because it looks exactly like it, we'll give an exemption. Every single car, every single driver has a custom car number, and we have it set as a graphic.
Oh, I didn't even look. Did you do that for Rebels?
Yeah. I got your car number on there.
Nice, sweet. Sweet. That'd be the only highlight for me tonight.
Hello to Patrick Spangler, rooting for Tyler and Dittmer, and the Midwest Mamba, rooting for the Krite Sim Racing team. I was going to tell you something, Dean, but I forgot what it was.
Wait till you get my age. You do that daily.
I know, right? Oh, I think it was I was going to try and book a hotel for next year in Oswego. But I can't.
Where you want to go is 7 North Street in Liverpool. Yeah, you're going to have a little bit of a drive, but they don't raise the rates down there.
I stayed in Liverpool.
Yep.
Saturday night.
Because even if
I
you
was
do
at a
find a
Homewood.
room in Oswego, you're going to pay probably twice what you want to pay.
Yeah, probably.
Supply and demand.
All right, Heat 2. Brought to you by Magnum Race Design. Winner starts on the outside next to John Hine. Green lights are on.
Lacey's going to get this good runoff too. Watch this. Oh, hang on,
Whoa!
Jeffrey.
Kemper almost got into Lacey.
Yeah.
And Brennan takes the lead away. Meanwhile, Jeff Flero underneath nearly hits Kemper. We go 3 wide off of 4. We don't. Cote gets 3rd spot here. And Flero loses it for just a moment. He lost a lot of time, Dean, all the way back to 6th.
Yeah, the bottom's not quite there yet, and it usually doesn't come in until when it gets all blown off on a 15% pre-state track. So that caught Jeff a little bit right there, and unfortunately he's lost some spots.
Cote's got to run around the outside for 2nd. He takes the spot away. Now let's watch Devo see if he can go for 3rd. On Kemper, we've completed 3 laps. Lacey trying to run away with it. 0.6 of a second lead. Meanwhile, run to the outside for Ross for 3rd. Flero making it a 4-man show here. Ross has 3rd. Kemper's on the bubble. Flero inside, nearly 3 wide for the spot. Meanwhile, Cote's closing in on Lacey. Whoa! Aiden Young! Man, I almost thought he was going into the berm or into the infield. That was insane. He lost a lot of time because of it, Dean.
Yeah, and it's that momentum thing. It's just it's Knoxville. I mean, it's you can build it back up and hope for the guy in front of you makes the same mistake so you can gain it, but that's just the Knoxville deal, and it makes it fun, actually. I mean, it caught me. I just ran out of talent and stuff, but but you can also win a race that way as well.
Final lap is underway. It's coming down to Brennan Lacey and Chad Cote for the outside pole. They work on lap traffic. That's Barry Goldner, who slides up. Lacey just gets by and wins the heat. Cote 2nd, Ross 3rd, Kemper 4th. That was a fun heat.
Yeah, and when you got Lacey, Cote, and Donovan there, 1, 2, 3, I mean, that's some of the best that run at Knoxville. I mean, it's going to be interesting. You got John Hine on the pole, who loves the top, and you got Brendan Racy, who can run anywheres, but we all know how he runs the bottom, and it's kind of role reversals for them.
There's a look at the cushion cam you see. Looking pretty good. Final heat race brought to you by the Salty Dogs. Let's line them up like this. Tyler Wilson, the Cowboy, and Jack Clevenger on row number 1. Ross Corinna and Kyle Moon in row 2. Brandon Templeton, Terry Landis in row 3. Jack Hitt starts from 7th.
I like a Ross with an all white paint job on him. Of course, he does his own rap, so he has a connection.
Brand new scheme as well. I'm gonna have to update these numbers for next week. So.
Actually, I should get you that 79 in gold.
Oh yeah, here's what I wanted to tell you, by the way. So you know the site Race Stat Central, right?
Yes.
That's where I get all my research from when it comes to modified racing. They took a stab at the money that Matt Shepard's won in 2022 as a whole. Are you ready? 400.
Yes.
Oh,
I was going to say over in the 300,000.
$466,184.
Well, somebody posted on social media and made like 152 in the last 2 weeks.
I wonder how much Matt and Jordan
between his win at Fonda and then Fulton and Super Dirt Week.
Wonder how much Matt and Jordan get combined.
Well, Jordan knocks it out of the ballpark in T-shirt sales.
Easy, yeah, hell yeah. Anyway, set to go green for Heat 3. Here we go. Wilson holding serve. Corinna immediately gets up to second and slides up in front of Jack Clevenger. Moonen in fourth. Hang on, Clevenger. Takes a stab inside on Corinna. Washes up the track. Allows Moonen to take third. While Wilson leads lap number 1, Dean.
Yeah, and Tyler Wilson is another guy that I've gotten to watch racing, and he's also got a lot of speed. And I've actually seen him race outside of Coast to Coast as well, and he's a sprint car guy. And I tell you, anyone in Renegades. I mean, I was hoping to make the get top 10 to make the Renegades, and just to learn, because all these guys are so good. And then when I watch them outside when they run other leagues and they're in the top 5 there, also, you know why.
There goes Corinna with a big send for second spot on Kyle Moonen. Almost paid off. Almost. And now Clevenger sends it in. A little bit risky because he's got to deal with Templeton as well at the cross flags. 4 up and 4 down, Corinna and Moonen. It's Slide Job City here in Knoxville. Moonen gets second, had the quickest lap of this heat, 15:80. 3 to go. Wild racing, Tyler Wilson's missing out on it. Clevenger dealing with Templeton for the final transfer spot. Can Brandon get there is the question. 2 laps to go. Clevenger thought about going for third on Ross, almost didn't work. Meanwhile, lights out. Closing in on Wilson for this lead. Can he surprise him like he surprised all of us with that wild wreck at Kokomo last week? Crisscross move from Moonen off for 2. Right there with Wilson. Send it. Slide job, Moonen. Wilson crosses it over and comes to the line. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Great finish. 5 1,000ths.
Wow. We have it as 8 on
5
iRacing.
1,000.
Who did say on iRacing? Was it Moonen or Wilson?
What a race.
Wow. Wilson got it by 5 1,000ths of a second.
Yep.
By the way, I do want to give a big hello to somebody as well. He's not with us tonight. We do have an update, by the way. It's the salesman, Blake Chapman. He is competing in the pro qualifier tonight for the Outlaw series. And Blake went quick time and won his heat.
Is that sprint cars?
Yes. I think that's for the CarQuest series.
Yeah, that's no. I'm wondering. Yeah, because it is Monday night. God, I know Stephen Goldner's always wanted to try for it, and I think so is Kyle Moonen. But evidently their schedules must be tough because you think they wouldn't be here, they would be there.
So now we get to our B main.
Because
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say there's 5 to 7 guys here that legitimately could try for that, and they actually have reached out, even though it's kind of it's sort of our deal because we broadcast it, but it is iRacing's deal. But they asked me, should you try, and I said absolutely. I mean, I watch you guys race against pros and other leagues, and there is in this Renegades, there's 5 to 7 guys that could easily be pro license if they really wanted to try for it.
Absolutely. So 1 lap to green. Give you the lineup. The driver of the week, the recent mug winner, Jeff Barker on pole next to Jeff Flero. Row number 2, Brandon Templeton and Stephen Goldner. The third row, Aiden Young and Terry Landis. Roger Craig and Joe Backus share row number 4. Jack Hitt and Brandon Dittmer round out the top 10. Barry Goldner starts from the tail in 11th. View from the Marshall cam in turn number 3. As we're set for the green here in the B main, 10 laps. Everyone transfers. Car count of 23 for the Renegades tonight. Here we go. Barker versus Flero, still even. Flero trying to get the edge. Everyone holding it wide open into 3. Barker tries to slide job, but look at Stephen Goldner. 3 wide for the lead and catches the berm. And Barker somehow forces his way to the lead, Dean.
Yeah, Steven, I think Steven's a little trying to make a statement here because of what happened in the heat. And, you know, when you win this, you start 13th, so it's not that far back. I mean, we've seen Stephen Goldner win from 13th before.
Running the outside for Flero on Barker for second spot. Templeton also a part of it. Meanwhile, Goldner, Diamonds 3 and 4. Get a better run, but here comes Flero. Wow! Got a lot of energy off of turn number 4, but can't stick the slider. Ooh, there may have been some slight contact with Steven there. Here's the view from the Ace Designs drone. Quickest car on track was Dittmer, 15.98. Look at the green 83 on the charge up to 5th.
Brandon looks really fast.
Oh, he caught the wall, though. Hang on there, Spider Monkey. Meanwhile, you got Templeton and Flero going at it for 3rd. Whoo, close between him and Barker. Wow. Flero going all the way up to the roof with that. Oh, so close. How much room can he get? Right on board here with Templeton. Saw Barker get a little bit sideways on corner exit. Right. Oh my goodness, Dittmer! Whoa, I thought he had it! And around goes Aiden Young. That guy almost went. Wow, oh, they're all wrecking. They're all wrecking. Templeton went sideways, head is on his side. Brandon Dittmer went all guts, all blood. Wow. That was nearly 4 for 1. Oh, who's flipping? Is that Templeton? I think so, yeah. Well, look at all.
He went to get off the track because his car was damaged and the leaders were coming up.
Well, we watched the final lap. Stephen Goldner and Jeff Flero for the win. Look at Dittmer, though. Up to 2nd. Hang on, folks. Hang on. Dittmer could steal this. Oh, my goodness.
He ran on fuel.
Going around out of fuel, and Dittmer steals the B main. He gon' come at you like a spider monkey. He's all jacked up on Mountain Dew at the moment. All right, let's look at these wrecks here. We have to rewind this one. This was Aiden. After Brandon tried to go 4 for 1. Big stack up, and Young just gets into Templeton. And let's rewind and get to Dittmer here. Roger Craig, nowhere to go. And right in traffic, Jack Hitt flies in there, and up on his side he goes. Yeah, that was Templeton that got sideways and up in the air. Did I miss anything else, or was that it?
I stayed up with the leaders on that one because I wanted to watch the different lines. Actually, I was just watching the different lines Goldner was going to do because I knew he was going to start searching. I'm looking how the track is wearing in, and the pre-state is not making that cushion as tall up against the wall right now. It's a little thinner, but I don't know if that's going to build up. But right now, the top seems to be a little bit more usable than it was for us in Rebels.
Now, something I'm thinking of here at the moment, 'cause especially with the fact that we got no Patrick Spangler tonight, no high side banger. But
oh, maybe is he doing the Outlaws?
Probably. I don't know. Patrick confirmed with us. But here's my question though. Does Brandon Dittmer have what it takes tonight to go from 13th and take the win? Because he looks like he's the best on the high side right now.
Yeah, but that high side right now is easy to drive because you don't have the ruts, you don't have the build-up. And I'm not saying that Brandon can't. It's just what I'm saying, though, is do you feel comfortable running with that berm? Dean Reynolds was not because he went in the wall, got sucked in, took out Boydell. I'm just not good enough to do that. I was trying to do it, but it's all depends who can do that. Like Spangler can run that cushion. When the last time we were here in Knoxville, it was rougher than heck, and he didn't care. Same thing with the matinee. So you could be fast up top, but can you be fast on a rough cushion? Or do you have a wheel that doesn't lose force feedback? You know, that's a key part too, because you might have the talent to do it, but you might not have the equipment. So that's what's so interesting about Knoxville.
Absolutely. As we look at the times here, by the way, with 30 seconds left, Templeton 15.887. Dittmer's a 10th back in second. Neubauer third. Hine fourth. Moonen fifth. Will be a fun feature to watch for sure for 30. Oh my goodness, who was that flip? Oh my goodness! What in the hell happened? Who were those that were flipping? Just for the heck of it. Steven was one of them. All right, who was the second? Neubauer. Woo, my. Look at this front flip. Ah, man. I'll give it a. I'll give it a 3.
It's interesting now that I said how the cushion hasn't developed, and that lone 3 minutes right there, all those what do you call the motocross berms?
Yeah,
they're all back.
Wow.
They're in that 3 minutes.
There you see it right there. Cushion cam just showed up. That's how crazy it looks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Coolray, the Coast to Coast Racing League, the Oswego Speedway, and all the fine drivers and sponsors, we thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. Let's meet the field of 23 in your Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row is the Professor John Hine and low line Brennan Lacey. Row number 2, the Cowboy Tyler Wilson. And next to him, the Flying Fry Kevin Fry. Row number 3, it's the Goose Chad Cote in car number 11, and lights out Kyle Moonen in the 24. Row number 4, Zach Neubauer in the 52, and Devo Donovan Ross in the 5. Round up the top 10, Ross the Boss Corinna in the 10, and Bobby Good in the 7. Row 6, Jeff Kemper in the 181, Jack Clevenger in the 78. Second half of the grid, row number 7, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and Jeff Flero in the 200. Row 8, Jeff Barker in the 513, and Steven Goldner in the 30. Row 9, Joe Backus in the 46, and Terry Landis in the 161. Row number 10, Barry Goldner in the 36, Aiden Young in the 69. Row 11, the Bass Band, Roger Craig in the 747, Brandon Templeton in the 31. Rounding out the field tonight is Gentleman Jack Kett. And Brennan Lacey is starting at the till tonight. I believe he has a feature EOL.
Oh, let me take a look at that.
He does.
He does. Carried over from week 3. That changes things.
Absolutely. We've got 1 to go until we get the green. Let's get some predictions, Dean. Who do you got?
You know, I'm going to take the row of either Cote or Devo because they ran the race before and Donovan ran the matinee, so they kind of know how this track is going to change. Where the other guys, this is their first race out. So I think it's going to come from the 3rd row.
About to find out. Well, where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast, Looking. Showtime in Knoxville. Wild racing off the corner early. John Hine, Kevin Fry, Tyler Wilson. 3 wide for the race lead early. The Professor trying to lead lap number 1, which he does. Nearly 3 wide for second. Moonen trying to look up top. Fry slips his way up to the top side. Tyler Wilson looking underneath for the race lead. Close quarters racing at the moment. 3 wide still for the lead caution. And a huge one. We've got a Waffle House in turn number 3. Scattered, smothered, and covered, as Rick Eshelman would say. Goldner, Clevenger, Flero, Landis, Templeton, and others. Take a look at the Malcolm's replay. Ooh, Neubauer got hooked from behind from Clevenger. Whoa! Wow, what a wreck. Watch, I think, was it Clevenger, I think it was, that rode the fence like we've seen a lot of drivers do tonight. Holy cow, look at the air time.
Uh-oh, tried to make the dingus.
It's right on board with the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. I believe we got 1 to green, so... Wow. Well, we saw the fireworks go up early, literally as well.
Still got 1 more pace lap.
You see they're coming off turn 4.
Fortunately, Goldner was in that too. Flero. Yeah.
So going green this time by for the Mission 22 restart. Reset the field here for you as we come back to the green flag. John Hine leads, Tyler Wilson second, Kevin Fry third, Kyle Moonen fourth, Donovan Ross fifth, Jed Cote sixth, Bob DeGood seventh, Ross Corinna eighth, Brandon Dittmer ninth, and Jeff Kemper rounds out the top 10. Here we go for the Mission 22 restart.
Good restart by John.
Absolutely, as he moves his way up. Tyler Wilson, though, trying to take a peek underneath. Could open
out. Yeah.
Could open up
the bottom work very well.
Absolutely, but dealing with Kevin Fry, though, for second. 3 cars under a blanket for that spot and brings in Devo into the equation. Oh, he got the door slammed from Moonen, and Ross says, get the hell out of my way.
Coming through.
Look at Devo go. Looking to get up to third. Templeton, meanwhile, has crashed. We got a yellow. Holy moly, he flipped. Man, you know what I think we got to do next season, Dean? Flip count.
Flip count?
Yes, Knoxville flip count. We are seeing a lot more than normal, so we got to bring it out. Here's what happened. Ooh, contact from Zephyr, it was. Rode the fence. Wow, what a flip. Man, I think
I'm still officially the only one that left the ballpark, though.
Yes, you are. Steve Maurer has really taught everyone a lesson on how to flip in Knoxville.
Yeah, that was just a racing deal right there. You know, it's tough to come off the corners because I was not the smoothest coming off 2. Turn 2 is tough to come off of for some reason. That's where I lost all my speed, and it's catching some other people now too.
A lot of drivers channeling their inner hour tonight. We got, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do a wildest flip award. There are just so many good ones. May just have to do a compilation instead of all the flips.
A lot of laps, and this track is going to burn off real quick.
Absolutely.
I know those guys are starting to move their wings back.
Anyway, John Hine leads. Tyler Wilson second. Kevin Fry third. Kyle Moon in fourth. Donovan Ross rounds out the top 5. Biggest mover of this race. Aiden Young and Jack Hitt each up 8 spots. Young, though the higher driver, in 12th from 20th. Steve King Foundation pace truck is in. Here we go. Back to green. Mooney with the quickest lap. Oh, no! Kevin Fry is around and on his lane. Landed it, though. Oh! Goldner comes flying in there. Hard crash.
Oh, Mooney got caught up in it.
I think he was the one that sent Kevin sideways. Here's a look. I think Moon just gave him the bumper and turned to Warner. Fry just slide up. Ah, no, Fry got into Wilson. That's what it was. But then just wait, folks. Here comes Steven.
That almost looks
wow.
Like yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know if he is, but that almost looked like a single screen type deal where Kevin didn't know that Tyler was still up there.
Could have been. Here's another angle. He had it landed, and I thought he was gonna keep it going, but then he's on his side, then he got T-boned. Let's ride on board with the Flying Fry, literally. A lot of drivers taking some hard hits tonight here in Knoxville for sure. Well,
we got an iRacing glitch, I think. Johnny Hine, let's see here.
Yeah, we've got something going on. All the drivers were going fast.
Johnny Hine up. And so they came down for green, but I had the yellow flag still on my screen.
I did not see a green flag at all. So the last time I had a yellow was for Kevin Fry. May have had a glitch break out here, folks. So they'll take an additional lap off the board because of that. Devo says nice. I think that was in regards to Patrick telling him, but keeping everyone posted about Blake.
Yeah, we think it's all corrected now.
Yep, they've turned the lights off, so we'll go green this time.
Yeah, and they're going to clear blacks if anyone got caught up in that.
That's the smart move from race control out there, I believe.
It's a good thing about putting the mics back on. I've always been a big proponent of doing that, just in case for glitches like that.
Absolutely. So Hine will fire here as we come back to green. 5 laps are complete. There goes Devo. Remember, Moonen had the issue there. He's got some roof damage. It slowed him up big time. The Dingus crowd going wild once again. But look at Cote ride the top with Dimmer. The Goose up to 5th. But watch out for Aiden Young. He's up 13 spots already. We ain't even at lap 10 yet, Dean.
Yeah, and, with the interviews there, they were saying, because when I hit myself on the wall there, they said Aiden was making the bottom work, I thought they were saying. So, as you can tell, look at Devo's now doing the bottom. Even Dimmer's going there. So either it's one of two things. They think the bottom's going to come on, and that's where they want to run, or they're just not that comfortable running the berms up top. I don't think that's it. I think they're just trying to see if the bottom comes in.
Here goes Corinna to the inside. Almost thought about putting a slider there on Donovan Ross for the 3 spot. Ross gets away with it on the bottom step of the podium, but it looked like he had some roof damage there for a moment. Corinna puts the slider up. He's into 3rd. Devo crosses back. Edges out for 3rd at the line here. 9 are complete. Here comes the Spider Monkey underneath. Cote may take it 3 wide off for 2. Hang on, Ross. Just slid right up in front of Cote, Dean.
Yeah, and the throttle control now is starting to come into play a little bit. just burping. They're holding the foot to the floor most of the time, but now they're probably entering and doing a little burping and seeing where they can get their cars set. But you know, John's running a great race up front, though.
Oh, hang on, Ross.
Steve Outlaw.
Biked it. Get out of there.
Yeah,
wow. All the way back to 7th, though, but that was impressive.
Just don't know how you don't know how your car's going to come off. Unfortunately, mine came off and shot all the way left. Luckily for Devo, he can keep on going.
You were just referring, though, to John Hine. How about the laps that he's putting up here? 17:02. That's the fastest lap of this race, but he's got company, though. Tyler Wilson, excuse me.
Yeah, and this is going to be fun because we're not even halfway yet.
Absolutely. Top 2 battling. Let's go back to 3rd here for the podium. Dittmer up 10. Slide jobs Corinna for 3rd. And he's got it. Corinna tries to counter it back, though. Doesn't work. Crisscross move. Dittmer playing defense on the slider line. I like that move from the Spider Monkey, Dean.
Yeah, and I tell you, these guys are going to need a yellow, though, because John and Tyler just look so smooth up top. I mean, even with the berms building up, their cars aren't getting jerked around. They're not hitting the wall. Man, they are comfortable.
Slowly, Hines up in
As
the
I say
wall.
that, John
Hines
goes in the wall.
bikes it. Could open up the door for the Cowboy to take the lead. There he goes. Wilson underneath. Does he go for the slider? Keeps it on the bottom. Meanwhile, 16-second lap from Dittmer and a 16.93. The Cowboy does the slider as Hines bikes it once again. New leader at Knoxville, 17 laps complete. Wilson's out front, Dean.
What a move by Tyler. He made that bottom work a 1 and 2 and still got a good run down the back straightaway. And
Caution,
John,
it's Dittmer. Dittmer's crashed it. That is in 4. Tough break. All right, you see that? He's on one of those motocross ramps. So something tells me that he biked it. And he's crab walking as well. Something happened to him. I saw him fading back a lot. So he may have had an issue there. You see the car just get sideways. We need a quick repair. Let's rewind and see if something else happened to the Spider Monkey. He must have caught. There it is right there. Look at this. This is what happened that led to issues. He biked it. Wow, and all 4 wheels off the ground at one point. And the car did not flip.
and then he did what we tell everyone to do, which is really good. He held the brake.
Yep, absolutely.
Held the brake when he was up against that wall, let everyone go underneath him.
Just gained a lot of respect from actual race directors across the planet.
Yeah, when he went up on that wall that first time, his steering was gone, and then he just, in the second time, but that's Knoxville. I mean, it's just, that's why you appreciate what Tyler's been doing and Spangler did in the first race here, how they can run that top and just not get in the wall or not get sideways and do it lap after lap.
So, let's check here at the line here. Well, if 18 complete, we come back to green. Lights are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck. It's Tyler Wilson, the leader. John Hines second. Ross Corinna third. Chad Cote is fourth. Aiden Young fifth. Donovan Ross is sixth. Brennan Lacey seventh. Jack Clevenger eighth. Jeff Barker ninth. Kevin Fry 10th. Young still the biggest mover of this race from 20th up to 5th.
And he's got his wing in the trunk. Everyone's still got their wings like a 2 or 3. He's got his like an 8.
Good point,
So,
too.
Yeah.
Watch that closely. Here we go. 12 to go at Knoxville. You saw Hine, I think, just caught the wall for just a moment. Allows Corinna to try and get the second spot. See if it works. He goes for the slider up. He goes for the slider up. Does not work. Hine falls back to third, and Corinna gets second at the line. Now he's looking to challenge on Wilson for the race lead, but he cannot. Hine nearly crisscrosses off the corner. Here goes Corinna. He's up to Wilson for the lead. Caution. And it's for Dittmer once again. And the night's gone from bad to worse for the Spider Monkey. Did he clip the wheel or clip the wall again? Yep, just wow. That may be the worst I've ever seen a car bike here. That was insane.
And he uses quick repair, so he's
out of it.
Yeah.
Right on board here. Right, that look how bumpy that is.
Yeah.
That's scary, man. That just makes your head shake. In real life, that just makes your head shake around the cockpit.
Well, and even on a sim, it's tough to drive because it shakes your force feedback.
Yeah.
And
break your
that
table.
running the top up here, I mean, it's no joke when I mentioned that you got to have a good wheel to do that. You know, there is technology in this with the wheel and pedals, and when you got to cushion that rough, and you got a basic wheel, you're gonna have your hands full. You know, so if these guys got more of those direct wheels or whatever that can handle those bumps, that definitely helps here.
So what are we thinking about Tyler Wilson? Or excuse me, Tyler Wilson and Ross Corinna. Does Corinna have what it takes to surprise the driver of the 042 here?
Well, it's interesting. They're teammates, so sure they're probably in the same Discord. The interesting part that I noticed is Ross nailed down the bottom of 1 and 2. And it's going to be interesting to see if Tyler does that in the start to try to block him.
Well, again, let's reset. Coming to green this time. Wilson leads, Corinna second, Hines third, Cote fourth, and Young fifth. Ross is sixth, Lacey seventh, Clevenger eighth, Barker ninth, and Kevin Fry is 10th. 10 laps to determine the winner of this one. Right on board with Corinna as we go back to green.
Wilson did that, just that. Stayed
Look
right
at
down
this.
the bottom.
Corinna's got to run here. Watch Ross. He's got to run. For the race lead. Can Corinna get it at the line? 9 to go at Knoxville. And Corinna takes it. Low line is working for Ross, the boss. Wilson trying to fight back, but Corinna clears him. Now does Tyler Wilson have anything, or is it his turn to hang on? Nothing, half a car length, just about even lap times. Last time by, but Corinna faster by 700, Steen. Wow, and Wilson rides the wall.
Ross is making that middle work, and I've seen that middle come in during a modified race, but not so much in a sprint car race, but he's definitely found a groove like a daytime track that lays rubber, Marty. I think that's, these long distance races you have with the modifieds, you can run the middle like it's laying rubber. Ross just found it.
Hasn't raced since Lima Land. Had a 10th place finish in that one. I got to check and see the last time Corinna won in Monday Night Madness, because it feels like it's been a while.
He's going to be the favorite to win now because he doesn't have to worry about hooking the bumps or anything like that.
Absolutely.
He's just got to worry about wheel spin, and that's about it.
Look at this wild racing here for fifth. Donovan Ross there at the moment. They're 3 wide off the corner with Young, Clevenger, Lacey, and Kevin Fry's rebounded after its flip. 4 wide on a slick track, laying the race. Drone shot, gotta get the drone shot here. Look at this. This looks like Super Dirt Week, Dean, on lap 65 or something.
Wilson in the wall. Wilson in the wall. Wilson second.
Oh, Wilson.
Lost third. Lost his steering. I think his steering's messed up now, too.
3 laps to go. Cote to second. Hines up to third. The Cowboy looks to be in trouble. Last time Corinna won in Monday Night Madness, it's been a while, really has. Got to go back to March 14th of the year at Cedar Lake with the Renegades. White flag is in the air, 1 more lap for the boss. He's running away with it. 2.3 second lead over Cote. And is about to return to victory lane at the sprint car capital of the world. Welcome back. Ross Corinna on top with the Renegades in Knoxville. For second, it's Cote. High third, Young fourth. He's the hard charger up 16. Clevenger fifth. Wilson sixth. Fry seventh. Ross eighth. Lacey ninth. Flair the top 10. Great race tonight at Knoxville and an incredible night.
That was a statement win for Ross there. That was he found that lane and comfortable lane for him, and Bus had the car just geared right because he kept his wing flat the entire time. Track came to him. That's where the track just came to the driver right there.
First win in the league as a whole since May 11th when he won the Vet 360 class at Charlotte.
I bet you he has a lot of wins back in the old G-Force and Rivals days, though.
Yeah.
Ross has been around for a while.
Top three are posing for a photo here. Again, everyone, we're so glad you could join us here tonight on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Again, next week we are at Eldora at 7 p.m. See if we get the cushion cam to come up here on our scenic, which it should. Oh, wow. You can't even see the track anymore. That's why I love that cam in turn 2.
It built up so high?
Yeah. From the motocross bumps. So let's make sure we got everyone on in here. And we are good. So let's get things going with our third place finisher in John Hine. John, you started on pole. You look like you had a good car early on, but then your car started to fade. What happened from your perspective?
I got into the turn 3 and 4 wall really good. I got into the motocross jumps there, and I probably would have covered a triple berm there, and man, it landed hard. And from then on, it was spinning the tires a little bit and wanting to over rotate. So I don't know. But hey, we held on to third there, and man, that car was on a rail tonight.
Absolutely. It was a great run for you. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Just the usual suspect, Coolray Heating and Cooling, also the cruise shop, VMR Wraps. I'd like to thank my Gambler teammates. Aiden had a fantastic run tonight. It was right on my tail, I think, right across our finish line. Also like to thank my wife and say hi to my kids, Danny, Cassie, and Dylan.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thank you, Marty.
That's John Hine, our third place finisher. Second place finisher tonight is the Goose, Chad Cote. Chad, moving on up to Renegades. I know you'll take a second place finish for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was a blast.
Absolutely. How about that car tonight?
Again, it was on a rocket ship. I don't know what it looked like for you guys, but that top was so fast. My car handled it so good.
How fun was that race, though, as a whole?
Probably top race this year, I think.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
All the guys over at American Dirt Motorsports, our sponsors, WFO Race Engines, Toro Media, Highline Racing, Central Sign and Lighting, and Bonehead Podcast.
All right, man. We'll let you go. I love that name, too. So,
thanks, Marty.
Great job.
Thank you.
Jack Cote, our second place finisher. Now we go to Cool Ray Victory Lane and talk with your race winner, Ross the Boss Corinna. Welcome back to Victory Lane. How's this one feel?
Oh, it feels good to be back here. It's been a while. A lot of tough competition in this league, and you got to take them when you can get them.
From 9th to 1st, talk about your car and how your car was late in the race on the slick stuff.
Well, I kind of tightened it up a bit. Kind of actually was getting passed by a few people at the beginning, and just kind of hoped it would track would slick off and the car would come in at the end. And luckily, that's pretty much exactly what happened.
How was your car in the low line as a whole tonight, though?
It basically drove itself. All I had to do is let off the gas a little bit. It turned itself, and then just slowly get back on, and away it went.
Did you plan on that happening? Because I talked to Marty, and I noticed the middle comes in Knoxville when I run long distance modified races, but I never really seen it with a sprint race. But it almost like it takes rubber in a way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that. I did I think it was the officials there, or a hosted race or something here this last week, and we kind of were talking about it, and it kind of did the same thing. The top is so sketchy here, and it's scary. It scares me a little bit. So I kind of just told myself I'd set it up so I could run that middle when the track slipped off, and luckily it worked.
I should have told myself that in the Rebels.
Next week. Next week we got a good one at Eldora tonight. Give us the scouting report there.
Did you say Eldora?
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of the same thing. That cushion there scares the crap out of me too. But the middle will come in there a little bit, but I think it goes away too fast, and you just gotta suck it up and run up top, I think.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Guys over at Phantom Motorsports, guys Vanderbilt, crew chief Goldner over there. Their sponsors: Power Outdoors, Weichel Sportswear, Velocity Race Design, and then Elite Performance Industries.
All right,
and
man.
You guys for putting on the show.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Congratulations tonight.
Welcome back, Ross.
Thank you.
Ross Corinna taking the win in Cool Ray Victory Lane. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation of providing excellent service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue to provide long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Your official results here from tonight: Corinna with the win, Cote is second by 2.3 seconds, Hine third, Young fourth, Clevenger fifth. 18 drivers left on the lead lap in a fun race tonight. Get you the rest of the results here. You see Moonen, Goldner, Templeton not able to finish the race. All right, you've seen a little bit of it so far tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, time for the cutest segment in the Coast to Coast Racing League. It's buddy time.
He missed last Monday. He's all upset. He's happy the owner of the house is back.
Absolutely.
I'll fall asleep right there? Yeah. All right. Another good night.
Absolutely. Now we got our fourth member of the booth back with us. Well, actually our third, I should say. Isaac's not back yet. He'll be back next week. So, don't worry. It'll be a full house next week at Eldora. So, all right, man. Final thoughts on this one tonight. This was a fun one.
Yeah, it was. And, I think a lot of the guys in Coast to Coast like running Knoxville because we've run charity events there and, a lot of league races. And, it is known as the sprint car capital of the world. And actually, it's kind of cool. We're going to follow that up with Eldora. So that's kind of neat, too. But I tell you, I learned something with Ross. Maybe there's something I should have done in the Rebels instead of trying to tempt fate up top and try to be something that I'm not good enough to do. And yet I thought that's what I wanted to try. And, I learned a lot there. And, but it's just a good night. I mean, a good win for Chad. Devo had a good night with 2 seconds. And then what did he get, fifth or sixth in that one? So, good day and night for a lot of guys.
Absolutely. So we'll be back next week at the Eldora Speedway. That should be a fun one. And we're going to sign off here and bid adieu tonight on behalf of everyone at Cool Ray, the Coast to Coast Racing League, all the fine drivers and sponsors. Roger Craig and Preston Kramer are our admins. On behalf of Dean Reynolds tonight, Marty Sakala with you. Isaac, first off, we miss you. Safe travels back. Congratulations to our race winners here tonight. Ross Corinna taking the win in Renegades. Rebels to Chad Cote and Kyle Sargent in the Raiders. So long, everyone.